President Biden will urge cities to spend even more of the money on public safety and crime prevention before the summer months, when there's usually an increase in violent crime. The president has been under pressure from Republicans and others to bring down violent crime across the country. Mike Hempen, Washington.
The search continues for a Texas inmate serving a life sentence for murder who escaped from a transport bus yesterday. He stabbed the driver. It happened in a rural area between Dallas and Houston. Classes in the area closed today as a precaution. News and analysis at townhall.com. The White House is warning that the country could be vulnerable to a new wave of the coronavirus without new shots. Here's Ed Donahue.
White House Virus Response Coordinator Dr. Ashish Jha tells the AP the virus is adapting to be more contagious and immunity wanes naturally.
As we get to the fall, we are all going to have a lot more vulnerability to a virus that has a lot more immune escape than it even does today.
Jha says Congress needs to act quickly to approve funding for vaccines and treatments so the U.S. is in front of the line.
If we're willing to be at the back of the line and get our vaccines in the spring, we have plenty of time, but then we'll have missed the entire fall and winter. That's not an acceptable outcome, I think, for the American people.
Jha says the next generation of vaccines will provide more protection against strains encountered in the fall and winter. Ed Donahue, Washington.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. So then go guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah, buddy.
Welcome to it. We made it. Hope you're having a good one.
Yeah.
We actually got a busy day for you.
We indeed do.
Yeah, unfortunately, Roswell Lady Coyote softball, they had a couple of tough games yesterday, and went that long one with La Cueva, and then they lost the tough one last night as well, or yesterday afternoon, I should say.
See, and that was a nail biter. I had to leave. Like I was on my way out of town to go handle the Artesia Activities Fair at the Bulldog Sports Complex, but I was listening to the game. That was a nail biter all the way into the very end.
Yeah. So, but unfortunately, not the outcome the Coyotes wanted here. So, but we've got Kelly and Art there in ABQ for the games. So we got a couple of other teams in the area that are making playoff appearances. So we're gonna, as bonus, we're gonna be able to bring you those games today and possibly tomorrow. Hope depending on outcomes, obviously here. But Gateway Christian and the NMMI Colts are still in the baseball playoffs. Of course, Gateway Christian, they're in 1A baseball. They're in the semifinals, and they're going to take on Mesilla Valley Christian School at noon today. Art and Kelly will call that game for you, radio, audio only, right here on KEND.
Yep.
And then later today, and now, of course, if Gateway Christian wins tonight or at noon today, then they will play for a championship tomorrow at 10 a.m., and that'll either be Melrose or Logan. Those two teams will square off at 3 o'clock today. So if Gateway Christian wins and we'll carry the game at 10 a.m. tomorrow for you as well. For the NMMI Colts, they are a 3 seed in the 3A state baseball playoffs. Of course, they got the 4-3 win over Cobre here in the quarterfinals. So they move on to the semifinals. Their semifinal matchup will be at 7 p.m. tonight as the number 3 NMMI Colts take on Raton, the 7 seeds. We'll have that game for you as well at 7 p.m. tonight. Also want to remind you, these are tournament games, so these times are going to float.
Yeah.
So it says noon, but don't be surprised if it don't start till noon 30.
All right, we were getting calls yesterday. Where's the game?
Yeah.
It's just 2 guys talking.
Yeah, the games are running long yesterday.
We know.
So it is tournament. But so at 7 o'clock-ish, we will have the NMMI game. If the Colts win, then they will play for their championship game at 4 p.m. tomorrow. And that would be either Santa Fe Indian or East Mountain is on the other side of that bracket there.
Bless you, sir, for keeping up with all this bracketology, because I watch pro wrestling, and there's one tournament going on right now that I'm curious about, the Owen Hart Cup, and there's one bracket I have to keep track of, and it's a very simple bracket of 8. It's like, all right, I can do this.
Well, the baseball one's easier to follow than softball.
Or 16 right now.
Because softball is that double elimination, and it gets muddy after that. Like, once you lose one and go into the bottom bracket, you move it up, it gets very muddy.
One of the craziest things I've ever looked at is the bracket board at Hike It, Spike It.
Yeah.
Like, the way they keep track of who won, who lost, who's playing on what field, and who's making their way to the Show Me the Money field, like for the free play. It was... I mean, props to whoever, like, statisticians could keep up with all that, because I'm not that guy.
Right. That's why we got in radio.
No, I'm that guy. I'm the guy that's like, hey, did you know that palm fronds take 50 years to decompose and are actually one of the biggest exports of waste in Phoenix, Arizona?
There you go.
I'm that guy. I'm the guy that can randomly pull up a fact at any given moment. I'm great for a conversation, but I am not good at sports stats.
Sure.
So
maybe it's
any of that.
Well, it's sports stats. It's just sports
bracketology
stats you care about.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you could hit me with all kind of wrestling stats.
Oh, sure. Yeah, but we're talking about sports, not plays.
I was trying to give you a benefit.
I know you were. I felt it. But I'm going to kick back.
So point of the story, we will have Gateway Christian playoff baseball for you at noon today. And if they win tomorrow morning at, 10 a.m.? 10. And then if the Nimi Colts, we will have their playoff game at 7 tonight. If they win, we'll have their championship game for you tomorrow at 4 p.m. as well. Art Sandoval and Kelly McDonald call those games for you. So start looking for that about noonish today.
Yep.
So
gotcha. We say it and we mean it. We are Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority.
There you go. Also, I got to thank the fine folks at McDonald's.
Indeed.
It is Friday. And what do you got? Oatmeal today?
So Roy texted me last night and he asked me what I wanted. I said, give me an oatmeal and one of those pull-apart donuts. So I got one of those waiting for me too.
Nice.
But he brought me my normal 2 oatmeals that I normally have for like a full breakfast, plus the pull-apart donut.
Oh, wow.
So there was a whole bag just devoted to Sean's food.
Wow.
I felt like a fatty. I'm like, I'm earning my stretch marks today. So I gave away the other oatmeal because I'm not going to eat 2 oatmeals and a donut. Because
sure you could.
I could, but I'm going to feel all logy later.
It's oatmeal.
I'm going to feel logy. Oatmeal sits... one of my favorite bits of all time. I picked the heavy
to the ribs.
It sticks to the ribs. I picked the heavy breakfast. One of my favorite bits of all time is when Jim Gaffigan is talking about biscuits and gravy. And he's like, the first person that ever came up with that, he's like, woke up in the morning, he's like, well, time to eat cement. That's basically what you're doing. You're just cementing your body.
Yeah. Even more so than grits. Which I do love my grits.
I legit have like a half a container of grits sitting at home.
Do you?
Yeah. On a whim, I got them the other day. I was just like, ooh, I want some grits. So, yeah.
Have you ever made your own grits?
Yes, sir. Oh, you mean like milled my own?
Or I guess, what do you buy, a box of them?
No, it's a container of
Does it taste
instant grits, basically.
Does it taste like real grits, or does it taste like garbage?
It's grits.
Okay.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's. If you go to any diner, that's what they're using. I guarantee that's what they're using. It's like oatmeal. It's like if you buy a thing of oatmeal.
I ain't gonna lie. All my grits experience are in restaurants. I've never been at home having grits.
I literally made grits the other night. Now I will tell you this, and this is something you don't think about. Grits, quite possibly the stickiest material known to man.
Oh yeah.
I scrubbed the pan that I made grits in for like 20 minutes trying to get every little grit bit off the side of the pan.
Okay.
And they just stuck there. I thought I was done. I'm like, I feel like I had OCD. I'm sitting there with my hand just going along. I'm like, oh, there's another one.
Well, I was thinking about getting grits, but after you said that, I'm like, no, I'll stick to the restaurant.
It's a great experience. Just understand the cleanup is going to be arduous. That's all I'm saying.
Guess that'll be my wife's job.
There you go. You're still married. I love it. You don't have to handle your own responsibilities.
I'll do the old fill up it in the sink and leave it there.
Yeah, there's moments where I'm like, oh, that'd be nice. But then there's also moments where I'm like, it's quiet in here. I like that.
This is true. This is true. It's there's give and take with everything in life.
It's you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You got to. What's the other one? You take the good, you take the bad. There it is.
Take them both, and there you have the facts of life. Thank you to McDonald's.
Yes.
Oatmeal took us off track there. But swing by any of your McDonald's.
McGrits. Y'all need to bring it to the menu. Seriously. Nationwide. I think
I'd be down with some McGrits.
Absolutely. Savory. Make it savory.
Yeah.
Because now I got to ask you on your grits. I know. Thank you, McDonald's. But this is an important topic that people must know about. On your grits, do you go sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Every time?
99% of the time.
Have you ever had savory?
Yes.
Okay.
I had, but like I said, every time I've had grits, it's in restaurants. So when I have a savory style, it's with like shrimp or chicken. You know what I mean? It's with a, but when it's a breakfast thing, it's usually sweet with sugar and butter.
The last batch I made was actually savory.
Okay.
You don't realize how much cheese you have to use to make it savor, like to bring it out.
Yeah.
I used a spice blend I have, white pepper, MSG, MSG, and just like a heaping handful of cheese.
Okay.
To make it work, come together. And it was fantastic.
All right. Go for it, man. Was that the sticky one?
Well, they both were.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling you. I went back.
Yeah.
Like I had to clean it once, and then I went back and made another pan, knowing what lay before me. Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious. I know maybe it was the cheese. It was part of the culprit there.
It made it a little worse, a little bit worse. But that one just required a long soak.
Yeah. By the way, the dryer sheet thing does work. If you ever tried that, like if you got a pan that's got ornery things that don't want to come off of it, fill it with water. Get you one of those dryer sheets, like you put in your dryer there, your Bounce or whatever.
Fabric softener. Yeah.
Put it in the water with the pot. Let it sit there about an hour, and then that stuff just comes right off.
Really?
Yeah. It does work. I've done it before.
I'd never heard that.
I've used it in my crock pot many a time.
That's wow.
Yeah, you just put a dryer sheet in there in the water, and then science does its thing and makes the stuff. It just slides right off mostly. Yeah.
I don't think we thank chemical companies enough. I mean, sure, they give us all kinds of new cancers, but you guys are really, you guys are at the forefront of technology and thinking of things. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Thank
one of the
you,
few,
Dow.
that's one of those few online hacks. And I'm like, this is a legit good hack. You know what I'm saying? Is that Bounce dryer sheet one.
SC Johnson, you are a family company. Thank you.
I wonder the lady that's the voice of that. Is she, because she like,
oh, she's made.
Like, is she a Johnson, you think?
Oh, I'm sure she's not a Johnson, but she walks around and she's like...
Maybe she's an SC.
And yeah, right? I'll tell you, I actually had one of those experiences in the wild yesterday, and I kind of texted you about this. I met Brisa.
Yeah. I was busy, so I didn't catch all of that.
Yeah, but I met Brisa from the Tate Branch Auto Group. She's not from the Tate Branch Auto Group, in fairness. She was at the activities fair yesterday for J&J Home Care.
Okay.
And she comes over and she tells me her name, and we had the whole interview. And I'm thinking it's very odd that there's two Brisas in this area. And we get through and I was listening to her voice. I'm like, that's her. So afterwards, I'm like, so I gotta ask you, are you that Brisa? She goes, I am. I'm like, I knew it. I had one of those moments where it happens to me a lot. I had one, and I hate it, but I had one of those moments where it's awesome to meet a celebrity. It's like, ugh.
You didn't do the voice like, I'm the Nissan guy.
Nope. I did that at my speech and it bombed.
Oh, it did?
Yes. I even paused for a laugh, dude. I was like, I'm that guy that you probably heard on the way here telling you that now is the best time to buy your next new vehicle. Moving on. It was painful. And I probably talked too fast and mulled over it, but in my head, I delivered the line great, and it was just like crickets. Dang it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's fine.
Not everybody has a sense.
That's fine.
Well, point is, thank you, McDonald's.
Absolutely. That's what we were trying to say.
Download the app. Utilize it. There's exclusive deals. You can earn points and rewards. And next thing you know, you're saving money by feeding the family through that app there. You can also take advantage of deals that you can't get just store-wide. They're only available through that app. So give it a dance, give it a little try.
And I know you're thinking, well, I like to spend cash. I don't like to use my debit card. You can pay with cash through the app.
Yeah, because if you go through the drive-thru, they can do it any way you want to. They can even, scan your points through your phone. They do all that stuff.
Every single way you can order from McDonald's, you can order through the app.
Absolutely.
Through the drive-thru, park in the curbside, go inside.
But the added bonus of some deals that you can take advantage of only if you're an app subscriber.
One of the coolest things ever. It's like a McDonald's remote control. You're sitting there in the place watching your kids, and you pull out your phone, you pull up the app, and you order an ice cream cone, and they just bring it to you. That's like
cool.
a remote control.
That is pretty cool.
That's awesome. If
I love that
no
at my
other,
house.
If no other aspect of if no other aspect of technology has gotten better in the future, that's awesome.
I could totally want to try that now.
You should. It's amazing.
I've never done it before, but
just
now
go
you
sit
say
in a booth, just hang out, and just pull out the app and just order, and they just bring it to you.
I kind of dig that move.
Yeah.
It's a baller move.
You remember the jukebox that used to sit on the tables? Where you get to pick that, but but with McDonald's.
It's a baller move. I like it. Yeah. So if you want to get a pile of fries there, you can just order it and make your pile. I like it. So big thank you to McDonald's.
Yes.
Much appreciated. Let me do the rundown. I haven't done any of that yet today. We're going to replay a couple interviews. Yesterday, James Ridgway, Pastor James Ridgway, they're with the Gig. That's their Friday nights beginning today. They're going to be out on the courthouse lawn doing their services. Folks are come and go, come be a part. They want to invite you out. So we're going to play that interview.
Nice.
They're going to be starting up today and then going throughout the Fridays here during the summer. In the 8 o'clock hour, we about 8:15, Sheriff Mike Harrington scheduled to visit. I did shoot him a text. I haven't heard back. Usually I shoot him a text the day before. Usually he says, hey, I'll be there or whatever. I have not heard back, so
from what I've
hopefully
gathered,
he'll make it in.
It was a bit hairy this morning. I don't know if you've heard about this, but apparently there was a fire.
Was there?
And this is just what I heard breaking from Roy, behind the stripes over here off of the thing. Next to the Unity Center, the stripes down Main Street.
Okay, that one.
Apparently right behind it there was a fire that Roy Bland, thank you. I couldn't think of the street name. Yeah, Bland.
Okay.
There was a house fire, I believe. Over there. So
hopefully nobody's hurt or anything in that.
But
we'll see if the sheriff joins us this morning. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we had early this week Pastor Mark Green with Harvest Ministries and Amelia Benavides with the United States Postal Service. Yes. Tomorrow, Saturday, is their big Stamp Out Hunger Drive. They're asking folks to leave canned goods out at their non-perishable items out at their mailbox. If you can't do that or don't want to leave stuff at your mailbox, you can drop things off. They've got a box set up at the downtown post office here on Pennsylvania. You can go there and drop. You can do it right now. You don't have to wait till tomorrow and drop stuff off there. But all the food goes to Harvest Ministries, which they distribute right here locally. So this is their big annual event they do every year. Their big they actually took a little hiatus because of COVID, but back full representing this year. So tomorrow morning is that date. So before you head out and do your things for the day, leave out a bag of canned goods there. But we'll play the interview telling you more about it about 9:15 or so.
Yes.
And then, of course, we'll have all of your features that include news of local, national variety, along with your Wall Street updates and Hannity and Kim Commando and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Is that it? I think it is. Yeah. Let us move on.
We're spent.
And I'm spent. 7:23. Here is your weather. More hot. It's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Not even the fun hot. It's not that hot. It's the hot, like, it's hot, hot, hot.
The negative hot.
Hot.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure four corners, and that'll be bringing us a hot weekend. We'll be in the low to mid 90s with lots of sunshine today. Mid 50s for the overnight hours, and skies will be clear, and then our temperature gets turned up a little bit on Saturday. We're expecting mid to upper 90s and lots of sunshine. Clear Saturday night, and then we'll top out at about 100 Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 51 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 19% with winds out of the northeast at 5 miles per hour. We are, because of the fires, they say we could see some smoke from up north here, I'm thinking, or from around the state here. They say don't be surprised to see some areas of smoke today before 3. Sunny, high of 95 with north winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For your Friday evening, mostly clear. Looking at an overnight low of 54. East winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny, 98 for a high. North winds 5 to 10. I guess that's good news. We've been dealing with red flag warnings and everything, so seeing something like 5 to 10, pretty nice. Kind of dig it. So enjoy that the next couple days. If nothing else, is less wind. Saturday night, clear skies, overnight low of 57. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, another warm one. Sunny, hot, 101 for a high. Winds out of the southwest 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then when you head back to work and school and all that next week, more hot in the century marks. 98 and sunny Monday, but they're talking 101 again on Tuesday. 100 on Wednesday, 103 on Thursday. So none of it looking too delightful here, unless you like that kind of weather. All right, it is 7:25. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview we had yesterday with Jim Ridgway talking about their Friday night services here on the courthouse lawn, and want to invite everyone on to come on out. So that's coming up next. Don't go away.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
Sometimes we put off important health needs like surgeries because, well, we worry about the pain and time needed for recovery. Dr. Paul Torres, a board-certified general surgeon, has joined Loveless Healthcare Center and is helping patients in the Roswell area get back to the lives they love with less pain and a faster recovery through advances in minimally invasive surgery. To find out if laparoscopic surgery is the best solution for you, call Loveless and make an appointment today at 575-625-3222.
What's better than Rib Crib's slow smoked ribs? More of them, that's what. Rib Crib presents Rib Fest. We're talking endless slow smoked righteous ribs, plus unlimited sides and bottomless refills, all for only $17.99 after 4 p.m. Choose from Rib Crib's original signature rub or go sweet and sticky. Plus all your favorite sides like coleslaw, mac and cheese, sweet and smoky beans, and so much more. It's a rib-tastic celebration you can really sink your teeth into. Rib Fest starting at 4 p.m. all month long at Rib Crib on North Main in Roswell. Smoking the good stuff since 1992. There's a whole universe out there. Come explore at the International UFO Museum and Research Center, featuring engaging exhibits and in-depth first-hand accounts of the incident that put Roswell on the map. The research library features the most comprehensive collection of UFO research materials in the world, and you can get exclusive one-of-a-kind gifts and merch from the gift shop or online at roswellufomuseum.com. Don't forget about the UFO Festival, July 1st through 3rd, celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Roswell incident. The International UFO Museum and Research Center. It's otherworldly. Spin the wheel and save during the Wheels of Fortune savings event at Roswell Nissan, with prices slashed across the lot so you can spin a new set of wheels this summer, like a 2018 Ford Escape priced under $17,000, a 2016 Jeep Cherokee priced under $16,000, or a 2012 Infiniti G37 under $15,000. Get a trip to Vegas and spin the wheel to win just for stopping by, a Home Depot gift card with a test drive, and a toolkit or grilling kit with any purchase. Spin in and save this month at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Do you ever read your Bible asking, what are these stories here for? Well, I believe they're in there to remind us of God's love and presence, even in tough times. Joseph had to deal with the jealousy of his brothers being sold into slavery and imprisoned because of a lie. Yet God showed up and used Joseph to save a nation and bless Joseph and his family. Look at what happened to Job. He lost pretty much everything, and yet we find God blessing him repeatedly at the end of his suffering. Noah was ridiculed for following God's plans and building an ark, but God showed up saving his family in the flood. David was chased by Saul to kill him. However, David would become king despite his troubles. So the next time you find yourself in a predicament in this world, look around to see what God is doing. He will show up, and you just might be amazed.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, James Ridgway with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mike. How are you, sir?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Man, I'm just having another day in paradise. That's just all I get.
There you go. When you know, this is as a Christian, you know, when you follow God's plan and you kind of, you know, you surrender and you work hard, do your thing, but you know, well, it's all going to work out one way or another here, and we're going to get there.
Yeah, if we just remember to surrender it to Christ, you know, we don't have half as many problems as we used to have.
Absolutely.
And that's a daily deal too, Mike.
Sure.
You need to surrender your whole life to Christ every single day.
Yep. Well,
you know?
it's one of the and that's the beauty of God here. And I know we just jump right in. We'll talk about events in here, but it's if you have faith and you believe, that's it. That's all you need. The rest works. I mean, yes, your sins and all that, but if you believe, then you're in. That's it. You just got to have faith in God, and faith and faith that God's got the plan for you. You have that faith, and literally, the worst things you go through, God's on your side, and you're going to get through it. I'm not saying it's going to be pleasant, but you're going to get through it, you know, and God's going to help you. You know?
Absolutely. I tell people, you know, there's two things that we have to look forward to in life, okay? We have faith and fear, two things we need to consider, okay? According to Google, and I have not really researched this, but according to Google, 365 times in the Bible, God says, "Fear not, I will never leave you nor forsake you." So as soon as you start walking in fear, you're in direct obedience to God.
Sure.
He said, don't do that.
Sure.
Okay? On the faith thing, it says, without faith, it's impossible to please God. So if you're not walking in faith and pleasing God, then you must be disappointing him.
Sure.
So, you know, let's walk in faith. Don't walk in fear. Have a great day.
Well, and I think that also helps us make us better people, you know, because like you said, because we all get scared of things, you know, it's like, oh, that's a cliff. I'm scared to jump off. You know, I mean, that's natural.
Well deserved, yeah.
And I'm not recommending jumping off cliffs either. But what I'm saying is when you do things that are out of your comfort zone, they make you better. They make you stronger. And God gets that. And that's why, you're going to be nervous, but God will give you that strength to, whether it's to make that hard decision or to do that thing you're nervous about doing, because when you come out on the other side, you're going to be a better person. It's just, you know, you always hear things like that, which don't kill us, make us stronger.
Yeah.
Not to go to that extreme, but that's what the obstacles we go through in life, the path we take in life, plays a big part in our character, in how we treat others, and how we tackle problems in our lives. And if you have God in that plan with you, then all of those things are going to be successful.
Yeah.
Maybe not the way you planned it, but it will be successful.
Yeah, thank you, Jesus. You know, the fear that he's talking about more than anything is the fear to bring the gospel of Jesus Christ. You know, there's a research says that the number one fear in life is public speaking. Mm-hmm. Okay, and now let's add to it speaking about God.
Yeah.
Okay, and see if somebody...
A polarizing subject. Yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, because people, well, I don't believe. Well, I don't care if you believe or not. Everybody's going to talk to God sooner or later.
Sure.
You are going to talk to God, so you might as well. Let's just get this over with. Let's accept Jesus Christ. Let's get on with our lives and go.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I always, you know, and I know this is common or whatever, but I always look at like atheists and things, and I'm like, I mean, if you're right, no big deal. You know what I mean? If I'm right, you're in trouble.
Yeah. You picture a guy who says, I'm an atheist, right? The next guy comes up and pulls a gun out, sticks it in his face. And says, what's the first thing you thought? He says, God, don't let him pull that trigger. so much for atheism.
Well, I would love to. The real reason why James is here, we want to invite folks coming out. Your group is called The Gig, which
Right.
we were debating on because we were like, tell us what that acronym stands for.
Well, what we got is the name of our ministry is Ministries for Life, okay? And the God-inspired gathering, better known as The Gig,
Yes,
okay?
this is the event.
That's the event, okay? It's held on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn. And I had a vision. I was a drunk and a drug addict forever. Okay, it seemed like anyway.
Gotcha.
And about 14 years ago, I said, God said, this is finished.
You hit your bottom and God.
Yeah, I didn't quit. I finished.
Sure.
Okay, and God gave me this vision of preaching on the courthouse lawn, of speaking the word of God, for sharing the gospel from there, And so we've been doing that every year for the last 12 years. This is our 13th year, I guess.
That's great.
Okay, And oh my God, Mike, there's just so many people from all over the world that are just amazed at the city of Roswell, okay, that we're allowed to preach the gospel so openly and so freely, and especially on government property.
Yeah.
We have a big shout out here to Bill and Emma over there at the county clerk's office, because they're the ones who are instrumental in helping us to keep the permits going.
Sure.
and opening the nights up for us and
helping you through the logistics of the red tape to make this event happen.
Yeah, and they've almost made it like pink tape. It's just not as hard as it used to be. So give me your plan, give me your insurance. We're gonna get her done. So,
Nice.
Thank God. Yeah.
Very good. But and so if you've come out to years past, well then you know what we're talking about. Come on out here. But if you never got to experience this, please, we'd love to have you. There's multiple dates. It's going to be going on pretty much like all summer long here.
We're all summer long. We start this weekend on the 13th and 14th, and we miss one night in June, the last night in June, and the first night in July because of the 4th of July festival.
Gotcha.
But we have everything from May 13th all the way through the end of August. We do a school supply giveaway on the 27th, 28th of August. But
and those are the final days of the gig for this year.
For the year, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about it down there is we have I have people say, it doesn't seem like there's anything, really organized down here. Well, okay, just depends on where you're standing when you say it, but we let God have his way down there, okay, and I can't organize what God's getting ready to do.
Sure. You have a plan and everything, but people are moved.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna set up chairs. We're gonna set up the sound equipment. We're gonna set up the grill and stuff like that, which brings us to the free hot dogs.
There you go. Yeah,
free
come
chili
on out.
dogs. Don't forget that.
Yeah, come and come for the dogs. Stay for the
word. You get fed spiritually and physically.
Generally, do you guys? I mean, like for the night, is there a planned speaker, or is it people just come and speak? I know there's probably some kind of time or structure there, but I know there might be moments where it's people from the audience come and speak.
Yeah, we're always surprised just what God does. I mean, there's never a night that I'm like, okay, I didn't see this coming.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But we have speakers like Friday night. We're gonna have John Franco, he's from Christ Church. Plus, he speaks around town, stuff like that.
So various leaders around religious leaders around town will
Right.
join you and things like that.
Right.
Okay.
We got guy Cisco, and he's got a 3-man band. We've got some praise and worship, some rock and roll Christian, rock and roll blues mix,
Awesome.
Christian and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Tapping your
that's pretty good.
toes. That's a good way to get close to God too. So, yeah.
And we have something that everybody. I get a lot of disagreement about this. They say you can't do open mic. I say no, you can't do open mic. I can do anything I want. It's my mic. You know what I mean? But we do guard it, of course.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But we have open mic every night that we're at the gig.
That's
it's
great.
open mic. Okay. So if somebody has a testimony they want to share, a word, maybe somebody wants to come and sing a song.
Sure.
They got a DVD, or we can Bluetooth it or whatever. You know what I mean?
So you got some technology on site to help accompany that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
too.
we can do. If somebody comes down, they get, like say they got something they want to share.
Sure.
Come on, man. We're, we more than
You're just there to celebrate God. That's really what you're there to do, and so where the night takes you is kind of where the people take it a little bit.
Right.
sometimes.
Our agenda is one thing and one thing only. It's about the who. It's Jesus.
Gotcha.
And we have we don't have a banner that says the Baptists, the Catholics, the we don't have a denomination.
Sure.
Okay, everybody's welcome. And
just Christians.
It's really cool to see. The Catholics, the Presbyterians, they won't walk into each other's churches. Anyway,
we're all celebrating God, the
Yeah.
same God. We
But-
all, the devil. I know the devil's in the details here, but don't worry about the details. The details are have faith, celebrate God. The rest will work itself out.
Yeah, and you fellowship, and you meet some new brothers and sisters in Christ and stuff like that. You know, we have, like I said, we have absolutely just a great time down there. God caught me one time. He said, "You're just having a party." I said, "Yeah, but I'm giving you all the praise and honor for it." So we just have a really great time, Mike.
Yeah. So come out, and again, so May 13th will be your first one for the season. Here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we kick off we start setting up about 5:30, something like that.
Okay.
At 7:00 we open up in prayer, and we're there till 10 for sure. Okay, and then our noise permit and stuff like that. We
start settling down.
If it goes a little longer and stuff like that, it does. We'll have different nights, and I'll get back with you or something on it.
Yeah, we can come back and remind folks.
We'll have 3 different nights that we'll do baptisms there at the gig. Okay.
Oh, great.
We have a water trough, and we just set it right there in the parking lane.
Okay.
And do baptisms right there and stuff. So it's like I said, we have a good time. We try to cover everything we can cover. What God would have us to do. And like I say, we just and like you were asking, we have different speakers and stuff like that. I have a Joseph Pedroza from Ephesians 6 Teachings coming out of Lubbock for Saturday night's meeting. We have Dwayne Votal will be bringing the praise and worship. Bart Hoffman, the Salvation Army is getting back involved this year.
Great.
They're going to bring their canteen down, and we'll serve out of our grill and stuff like that we normally have. But the Salvation Army said, "Yeah, we want to do this."
Awesome, and I imagine too if folks want to come and make donations to the Salvation Army while you're there, because they help. That's what they're about, is helping people in need. So
absolutely.
So if you want to, use your giving that vessel through there, please come and support the Salvation Army. Buy some food and things, and at the same time make donations of whatever they need at that moment, monetary always. But I know like fans, and they just help wherever need is needed. So.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And like I say, we just have a great time. Nothing is required of anybody other than just show up. You know what I mean? And just enjoy the Word of God. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. So and come nourish, come, and that's really. And this is what I love about it, because this is for everybody. If you have maybe an issue with going to a church or something, maybe it's religion. I know a lot of folks believe in God but have a problem with religion per se here, and these events are about God. So like James is saying earlier, I don't care if you're a Baptist or a Methodist or a Catholic or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you're a human being and you want to celebrate God, then there is a seat for you at this event.
Right, and what you're talking about is really part of what starts all of this. Okay, was people are just because of this reason, that reason, whatever. Okay, I used to go to this church. I got a divorce there, and I'm not welcome there anymore.
You get lost in the semantics of people.
But, there you go. But we also want to invite all the pastors or send people from their churches, okay? I don't care what church you're from or anything like that. I don't have a hidden agenda or anything like that. Come down and pass out some of your flyers from your church.
Come promote your church.
Yeah. I'm not. Come and proselytize what I got going down here.
Sure.
It's good.
Come, we'll get you in the door, and then on Sundays, if you want to come to Gateway or First United or St. Peter, whatever wherever you want to celebrate God, go for it.
And we're hoping that we plant a seed. Okay, that might inspire someone to get back in church and to get back into the teaching of Christ.
Yeah, but I think if people have issues, this might be your kind of back end a little bit, where you kind of. Because at the end of and I hear you, I understand that. Yeah, people can make you mad. People can make you frustrated. People can test your faith, and it happens to us. I mean, if this were easy, we all be in heaven. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a struggle. It's a test. It is this life we live is not sunshine and rainbows, but and so there are times where you stumble, we fall, we all do.
Yeah.
I mean, you got here because you stumbled and fell and finally said, I'm tired of stumbling and falling.
Come on.
And you know what I mean? All of us are that person.
Right.
And so if you've kind of led astray or kind of fallen out of faith a little bit, come out the 13th or any of these dates during the summer.
Yeah.
Just hang out and let the vibes absorb you a little bit. You know what I mean? And maybe some of that will kind of make you come to a realization or light that maybe it's time for me to rekindle my relationship with God again.
Right. Well, I try to tell everybody, if you need some prayer or something like that, stop by. We'll stand in faith, believing God for you. Again, if you have a message, a testimony, maybe God's really done something in your life that you just want to share. And I tell people, come down and share a testimony, because your testimony may be a testimony that's similar to somebody else's or something like that, but not everybody's heard your testimony. And the people that hear your testimony might not even be on the courthouse lawn. They may be driving by in a car or something like that. But just because you were willing to step out in faith and share your testimony, someone's life might be changed because of that.
It's always amazing when you hear why people decided to commit to something. And you always think of, well, it must have been this reason. And then it turns out you look back and no, it was none of those things. And you're right. It could be, you know what? I hear those people talk and I hear the message, but that one person's story, just the way, where they came from, I really resonated with that. And that was what made me think, maybe there's something to what we're talking about here. And it's very, it's different. And that's why we do this. Maybe it's someone's song that did it. Maybe it's seeing someone walk the same path that they did.
Right.
Maybe it's someone that walked a path way harder and come through, and they're thinking, well, that person did it. Shoot, mine's a cakewalk. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what we're talking about. There's strength and there's compassion in shared experiences. And so we want to bring as many of those as possible because generally speaking, I think people that haven't found God, there is a loneliness, there is a sense of they don't belong to something.
Something missing.
Yeah, and I think reminders of that might spawn that, or might say, you know what, I'm tried it my way. It ain't working out so well. Maybe
did that, And like I say, we've just surrendered ourselves to God and everything that we do down here. We just want to, just like I say, just lift up Christ. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The gospel. John the Baptist said it all. He says, "Repent, the kingdom of God is at hand."
Yeah, it's and so please come try it. Come see it. Come, like you said, and this is the great part. Maybe you come downtown, you're going to have dinner at one of the places, then you kind of, what's going on over in the courthouse lawn over there? I might want to walk over and check it out. And then you're going to be surprised. Oh, wow, I should have been here earlier. I didn't realize I was missing out on some stuff here.
Sure, and if you're afraid to share a testimony with this, that, the other, I do have some signs that you can stand out there and hold up that says, "Honk if you love Jesus."
Okay, so if you just want to be a part of this,
if you just want to be a part of it, come grab a sign and hold it up that says, "Honk if you love Jesus."
And even if you don't feel comfortable sharing, coming and listening and things, and maybe that'll feed your soul. And then who knows, maybe down the road, maybe next year, you can come out and share your story. Whatever you feel comfortable doing that. But we want you to come and reconnect with God, or come and celebrate God with us, or just come. That's because these events. We want to bring more people to God, but at the end of the day, the people that are there, they're here to celebrate God. If more people come with us, awesome. If not, we're okay. We're celebrating God, and God, it's God's plan.
Duty of man. Get yourself to heaven. Take as many with you as you can.
There you go. There you go. James, is there any if anybody has any questions or wants, is there a Facebook or a phone number they can call to get some information?
You can get hold of me on Facebook. It's Jim Ridgway on Facebook is my Facebook page. You can call me at Jim Ridgway. It's 575-626-5358. Call me anytime. If you need prayer, if you just want to visit about the gig, if you want to get more information about it or something like that, I don't turn my phone off because people have just called me out of the blue and they said, "I got your name off your webpage." And I said, "I don't have a webpage." So it was a God deal. You know what I mean?
Well, people share it, and people, how things end up in people's, in front of people's eyeballs sometimes. It's, all you can say is, it must have been God's plan, because I don't know. You have no business. You shouldn't have stumbled upon this. I don't know how you did, but it just.
There we go.
But life happens.
But like I say, we start Friday night, Saturday night, both, we open up in prayer at 7:00.
Yeah.
We do a little bit of praise and worship. We do a little bit of testimony time. If you need prayer, it's just a real relaxed venue. Okay. And just everybody can come down and just have a good time,
come celebrate people, celebrate God, celebrate your family, come bring it down. Bring your families, bring your kids, bring your uncles, bring grandma, bring everybody. Come on out. Let's celebrate God. Let's enjoy music. Let's enjoy. Oh, by the way, just follow your nose to the chili dog smell, and that'll take you right there. So come and eat, and then maybe have some chili dogs and celebrate God. Then afterwards, support some of the downtown, buy a dessert or something, and visit. Because that's the other thing too, is you're right downtown. You celebrating time with family and God and everything else. Then spend some more time with family. Go and enjoy some of the downtown things, especially if you're there on like a First Friday or something like that. There's church going on and all the other fun festivities around it. I mean, you could have a definitely a great evening, and it kind of cements what you're doing out there in the courthouse lawn. You do that, and then you go have, especially with kids and stuff, they'll remember that kind of stuff much more, and some of those seeds will sow a little bit better,
and we try not to have a church atmosphere. We set up a bunch of chairs. We don't kind of like set them up like in any kind of order.
Sure.
Normally they're just kind of thrown out there.
Kind of like your backyard would be if you're having some friends over or
kind
something
of like that. You know what I mean? Grab your chair, take 4 or 5 chairs over there, take 4 or 5 over there. You know what I mean? You're not confined to, okay, you have to sit here and you have to listen. I don't care if you visit.
You got a big, beautiful courthouse lawn. We're just there celebrating together.
Yes, sir.
And so, even if you want to, maybe you want to do a picnic thing, grab a picnic basket, some blankets, and sit out there with your family and just enjoy the music, enjoy the word, and just, make it a family quality time. That's great, too. And then meet some other families like you, and who knows, maybe you're next playing ball games together or something on the weekends.
There you go. And you'll make new friends and see some friends you haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, too. Maybe, especially in the world of COVID we've been living in and all this stuff, maybe if you're feeling isolated, lonely, and things like that, there's people like you out there and people that are looking for answers and things. And I got a feeling you might find a few if you come on out to one of the gig nights here.
I tell everybody, man, if you came here to be in the presence of God, don't just sit there, just get up here and just praise His name.
Yeah, it's celebrate. So enjoy the great things we have, because I know it's easy as humans and things. We look and we focus on the negative, and because that's what seems to kind of just percolate in our brains and things, because that's what's worrying us. And you know what? It's time to stop and smell the roses a little bit and show God all of God's great things. And guess what? Once you do that, you might all of a sudden start looking at your problems as like, well, I can handle this. I can manage this. You find the strength. You start finding answers to your problems when you start focusing on different things.
When you get to know God and you get to know Jesus and stuff like that, the things that were mountains in your life suddenly become molehills. Mm-hmm. It's just not that big of a deal. Yep. And, we've all been through those, Mike.
Absolutely. So come celebrate. Again, May 13th will be the first opening night.
Yes, sir.
But here this month, it'll be May 13th, 14th, and then 20th. And then in June 3rd, 10th, 12th, and 24th. July 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th. And then finally, the month of August, the 5th, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th and 27th. Those are going to be your 2 grand finale nights there.
Yes, sir.
Out on the courthouse lawn. If just look for probably James Ridgway on Facebook, or do you have
just James Ridgway on Facebook? If somebody wants to email me, it's ministryforlife@gmail.com.
Very good. And then you can, if you have any questions, or maybe you're a band, or maybe you're a speaker and you would like to share at one of these events. And
sure, you can either just show up or call me and we'll set you up. And
sure.
I tell everybody, I'll go to McDonald's. Okay, if somebody has a praise and worship team they want to bring out, and they want to take a whole night, Pastor Joe Diaz from the Men's Christian Outreach, they'll come down. He hadn't told me which year, but every year they come down. They bring the whole group down stuff, and they do skits and stuff.
Great.
When the party is over, and it just great skits and stuff like that. But we're open for anything somebody wants to bring, as long as it has to do with Jesus.
That's great. That's great. So come be a part and reach out to James here again if you have any questions. On his Facebook, or we also have can I give this number here? 575-626-5358 if you have any questions. Again, or just show up about 7 p.m. May 13th here for the very first one here, which is when is the 13th?
This Friday night.
Yeah, it's tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night out in the courthouse lawn here. So come on out, be a part of the weather. By 7, tomorrow's actually not bad. High of 94 tomorrow.
Right.
So that's like we're at 97 today, like 99 Saturday. So 94 is not too bad. And by that time in the evening, the sun will settle down a little bit. It should be nice and cool.
We've checked it out. We got a 10-mile-an-hour breeze.
Nice little breeze. So
we're believing God for a little cloud cover, so it's all good.
And the courthouse lawn is blessed with a few mature trees with plenty of shade for when there's sunny spots.
You got it, brother.
Very good. Is there anything we missed, James?
No, sir. It's all about Jesus.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us here. And like I said, we'll get you back here throughout the summer occasionally to kind of remind folks, hey, it's time to come on out Friday night. And of course, if we do have some special events that pop up, because you never know, so it might roll through. And next thing you know, one day, some iconic person may come through town. It's like, oh, he wants to hang out one Friday night. Let's tell everybody. So you never know.
It's all good.
Good deal,
Mike. We appreciate the time on the air, man.
Anytime. Appreciate what you're doing, and glad to see you guys doing great. And it's keep going and getting bigger every year. It looks like. So.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
good deal.
Here we are.
Awesome. Well, I know you're excited because it's all kicking off tomorrow. So
yes, sir.
Well, we'll let you. I'm sure you got about 10 different. Fires to stomp out here too for tomorrow night. So we'll let you go do that, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Okay.
Okay, Mike. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
God
James.
bless.
Appreciate you. All right, it is 9:46.
News update. I'm Jared Sorello. The superintendent of schools in Dexter has resigned after less than a year in the position. Miles Mitchell, who joined Dexter Consolidated School District as superintendent last July, notified the school board of his decision on Monday. In his resignation letter, Mitchell said his family needs require him to move to Albuquerque. Mitchell's final day will be June 30th. School Board Vice President Andrea Magera said she was disappointed in the development, but respected Mitchell's family decision. No word yet on who will take over in the interim capacity. A Carlsbad woman is identified as the victim of a deadly crash near Roswell on Wednesday. Police said 23-year-old Alexa Renee Fox was headed north on US 285 when she crossed the center line and struck an oncoming pickup truck. State police said Fox was pronounced dead at the scene. The pickup's driver was also injured but is recovering. Reports also indicate both drivers were wearing their seatbelts. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Crypto-created billionaires are in shock this morning. Billionaires no more. Most aren't even millionaires. It started with a sell-off in tech stocks, then quickly spilled over into digital currency, hitting all crypto holders who have helplessly watched their massive wealth just wash away. And it's not over. NFTs are next. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by ExpressVPN. Secure your online data and get an extra 3 months free at expressvpn.com/Kim. Only 6 months ago, the total global value of all NFTs was $23 billion. Today, that's dwindled to $10 billion and still falling. The first bubble burst 2 weeks ago at an NFT auction for the first Twitter tweet, asking $2.9 million, but it couldn't get more than 14,000. We'll one day look back on all of this as lunacy, history repeating itself. But if you don't believe me, try Googling the Dutch tulip market bubble crash of 1637. Oh, and if you own any crypto you can't afford to lose like you were in Vegas, sell it while you can. I'm Kim Commando. The CFOs that get it, get it. The CFOs that don't. Behold the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer. This isn't some bean counter. Today's CFO is critical to the strategy, growth, and profitability of the business. But in growing companies, there are two kinds of CFOs. One who's struggling to keep up with spreadsheets, manual processes, errors, and lack of visibility into the numbers. It takes weeks to close the books. Then there's the one who's on top of their game. Automated reports, inventory, e-commerce, and HR flow into the financial model seamlessly. Insights coming with a click of a button. This CFO uses NetSuite by Oracle. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR planning, and budgeting, NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. Over 29,000 businesses already use NetSuite. Head to netsuite.com/Kim for a special one-of-a-kind financing offer. That's netsuite.com/Kim. netsuite.com/Kim.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Baseball and softball scores from yesterday's state tournaments going on in the Albuquerque area. NMMI is into the semifinals of Class 3A in baseball after knocking off Cobre by a score of 4-3. The Colts will take on Raton tonight at 7 o'clock. That'll take place at Rio Rancho High School. Gateway Christian also in the state semis today against Mesilla Valley. That starts at noon at Cleveland High School. A couple of softball teams saw their season come to an end, though Roswell lost to La Cueva in a barn burner 14-11 and then was shut out in the 5A draw by Piedra Vista. That was an elimination game, and Piedra Vista wins that 2-0. Meanwhile, it was Dexter losing to Robertson, the top seed, 5-4, and then falling to West Las Vegas 9-6. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Bounce over to the Bash. The City of Roswell and the Spring River Zoo present the Summer Bounce House Bash, Saturday, June 4th at the Spring River Zoo. With 6 awesome bounce houses for the kids, plus face painting, food trucks, and all kinds of games and fun. Admission to the zoo is free, but a small fee applies to the other games and activities, so bring a little cash and get ready for the Bash. For more info, head for springriverzoo.com. The Summer Bounce House Bash, Saturday, June 4th at the Spring River Zoo.
Do you ever read your Bible asking, what are these stories here for? Well, I believe they're in there to remind us of God's love and presence, even in tough times. Joseph had to deal with the jealousy of his brothers being sold into slavery and imprisoned because of a lie. Yet God showed up and used Joseph to save a nation and bless Joseph and his family. Look at what happened to Job. He lost pretty much everything. And yet we find God blessing him repeatedly at the end of his suffering. Noah was ridiculed for following God's plans and building an ark, but God showed up saving his family in the flood. David was chased by Saul to kill him. However, David would become king despite his troubles. So the next time you find yourself in a predicament in this world, look around to see what God is doing. He will show up, and you just might be amazed.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM. KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. There are new questions about Elon Musk's $44 billion offer to buy Twitter. He tweeted early this morning that the deal is temporarily on hold as he determines how many false accounts are on the social media platform. Twitter shares plunged nearly 20% on the news. Parents of newborns are anxious about a nationwide baby formula shortage. This Connecticut mother says the lack of formula is shocking.
I said, honey, we got to go and find this formula because this is a crisis. He said, oh, everything's going to be all right, you know. All of a sudden, we go to buy formula, everything is gone.
Politicians here in Washington are taking notice. GOP Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rodgers says the White House needs to step up.
What will it take for the Biden administration to reverse its inflation, supply chain, and energy crises that are making the shortage worse?
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says President Biden is taking steps to respond to the shortage.
Today, President Biden spoke with retailers and manufacturers, including the CEOs of Walmart, Target, Reckitt, and Gerber, to call on them to do more to help families purchase infant formula.
The Kremlin has warned it would retaliate after Finland's leaders say they favor joining NATO. Sweden could do the same thing. Both countries are being triggered by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. On Capitol Hill, Kentucky Republican Senator Rand Paul single-handedly delayed until next week Senate approval of an additional $40 billion to help Ukraine. He complained that Congress is adding to America's economic pain by supporting such a large aid package. The lawyer for WNBA star Brittany Griner says her pretrial detention in Russia has been extended by 1 month. Wall Street, the Dow up 325. More at townhall.com.
This is jaw-dropping. 2,000 Mules, the shocking new movie from Dinesh D'Souza. Cell phone geo-tracking tells the truth behind the 2020 election conspiracy.
Philadelphia alone, we've identified more than 1,100 mules. This is organized crime.
They have ruined Election Day in the United States of America. That's provable.
See the proof for yourself. 2,000 Mules. Watch it or buy it today at salemnow.com. That's salemnow.com. Sponsored by Salem Media Group.
Hi, Rhett Rasmussen of BestHotGrill.com. Step up your grilling game with our Solaire portable infrared grills. Our compact everywhere is a favorite of RVers and trailer pullers. Solaire infrared provides the quick sear for bar marks and texture needed to properly finish sous vide. Use a portable alongside your larger conventional grill to create an instant sear zone and more juicy and flavorful food. Learn more at BestHotGrill.com. Affordable, powerful, portable infrared grills at BestHotGrill.com.
The Senate has confirmed Jerome Powell for a second four-year term as Federal Reserve Chair.
On this vote, the yeas are 80, the nays 19, and the nomination is confirmed.
The final tally overwhelmingly bipartisan. The 80-19 vote reflecting broad support for not only Jerome Powell, but the Fed's drive to combat surging prices through a series of sharp interest rate hikes that could extend well into next year. The Fed's goal is to slow borrowing and spending enough to ease inflation, which is at its highest in 4 decades. Ben Thomas, Washington.
Authorities in Puerto Rico say at least 11 people died and several dozen others had been rescued after a boat carrying suspected migrants capsized near an uninhabited island close to the U.S. territory. A Coast Guard spokesman says it's not clear how many people were aboard that boat when it turned over. News and analysis at townhall.com. An official says Shanghai will try again to reopen in a few days after it has eliminated COVID-19 transmission among the population at large.
An outbreak is waning in the city that's now in the 7th week of a strict lockdown that has been moved, lifted and reinforced at times to the frustration of residents. The lockdown is part of the ruling Communist Party's zero COVID goal that has exacted a mounting economic toll and that even the WHO says may be unsustainable. Shanghai's vice mayor says eliminating the virus in the community would allow for an orderly opening and limited movement sometime in mid-May. He didn't specify a date or say how the reopening would occur. I'm Charles Dilladesma.
California's minimum wage will increase to $15.50 per hour next year because of rising inflation. More at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2. Roy was here just in case.
I know, I saw. Trying to keep the plate spinning, man.
I understand.
Confirm. Run.
Roy was probably paying attention. Said, "Sean's on the air. I'm going to go in and do some up."
You came so fast. Don't phrasing, man. Come on. I also crushed his finger in the process. Sorry about that.
That's what I was going to say. He's got 10 of them. It's all right. Well, thank you guys for your prompt service.
Hey, we're always here with a quick deuce when you need it.
Thank you. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to it. Hey, programming note, don't forget we got extra playoff baseball for you today as Gateway Christian. They are in the semifinals of the baseball playoffs, as is the New Mexico Military Institute Colts. We will have both of their semifinal games for you on the radio today. Yeah, I tried to say the and L at the same time. Didn't come out right. I got to turn your mic on. Turn
me on.
There you go. Turn me loose. But so we'll have both of those games for you. Gateway Christian at noon-ish today. It is playoff baseball, so it's scheduled to start at noon. To start at noon. More than likely,
round 1-ish.
12:30. It just depends on the early games. Although there's less of them today, maybe. Well, I don't know. It's kind of busy still. I don't know. I don't think methinks just by past experience and how.
Well, because now it's getting more intense. Now it's crunch time, so they're going to be playing harder.
Yeah.
Games are going to go long today.
Well, they went long.
I'm just calling it.
Yeah, they're all hard because they're all playoff teams. They're all supposed to be there. You know, they're all good.
But by now, some teams have already gotten their first loss. They're still in it. Now they're like feeling the crunch. So
yeah, of course with baseball, it's one and done. So
I thought we were talking about softball.
Yeah, only softball team we got covering left is the Lady Bulldogs, and they play here in about an hour, in which you can listen to on 990 AM KSVP and audio only. KSVPTV.com and KSVP on Facebook. I think it'll be on our Facebook wall too. Usually is. And but we'll have the Gateway Christian semifinal matchup at noon today, and then tonight at 7 p.m. the New Mexico Military Institute Colts. They are in the semifinals in their baseball playoffs. They will play at 7 tonight. We will also have that game for you right here, beginning at around 7-ish here on KEND. If both teams advance, we will cover those games for you tomorrow. I believe if Gateway Christian advances to the championship game, their game is at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'm doing off the top of my head. I'm not looking at the brackets. And then NMMI, if they win today, they will advance to the championship game, which will take place at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Both of those games, if hopefully we'll have them. If so, we'll be right here on KEND. So there you go. I just want to let you know we got Art Sandoval and Kelly McDonald will be there in Albuquerque calling those games. Well, more Rio Rancho. I think it's in Cleveland and Rio Rancho. It's more Rio Rancho, but yeah, you know what I mean. Up north, they'll be up north calling the games for you.
What's great about Art and Kelly is as soon as they're done broadcasting, they just shut down until we need them. It's like, all right, thanks for this. Thanks for listening to this broadcast on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. So we don't have to pay for a hotel. You just throw them in the back, with the equipment. It's great.
Power them down.
That's right. Yeah. Art is a person. Kelly is actually AI.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. It's an amalgamation of all of the thoughts of basically the employees here at Pecos Valley Broadcasting.
There you go. All right. Nice. He's the data of the team.
Yeah. For the first year of my employment here, I thought that the C in PVBC stood for casting.
Casting?
Because I always thought our name was Pecos Valley Broadcasting. Oh. For the first year.
Company.
Yeah, I didn't put in the company in there. I was like, wait, why are we giving casting its own letter in the initialism?
Because in our world, broadcasting is 2 words.
That's right. It's like when you see an initialism or an acronym and they try to fit like 3 words into one letter. It's like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
If you're cheating at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess one of my acronyms didn't translate yesterday.
Like the association for the is 1 letter. Where's FT?
Yeah.
It's not as catchy, admittedly. But
it's just we're talking. I mean, it's not that funny, but it was just yesterday. I got a text from the boss man, and it just says, "What's BRPC?" It took me a minute, and I'm like, "Oh, Bob Reed Pest Control."
Bob Reed Pest Control.
He goes,
"You got to give me some context, though."
Well, it was a commercial on the log, and I didn't have enough room to write Bob Reed Pest Control, and. Whatever the title of the spot, it was a really long title. So I just put BRPC and then the title. And then he was like, what's BRPC?
I would just gone with Bob Reed and then left it at that. What I do now, because we have such little full inside baseball, we have very limited characters in a certain program that we use to input spots into our system. So I get creative.
Speaking of inside baseball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is super inside. So instead of spaces, I use capital letters to indicate different words.
Yes, I've done that on occasion
just
too.
to save space.
Yeah, I've done that on occasion too. It depends if I need it, and then I will acronym.
Sure.
Like Into the Mountain Gods, I acronym that up. I put IN MTN GODS.
Right.
And that's how all one word, by the way.
But honestly, IMG has been their initialism for years, and I recognize that just through copy. We're getting way too inside now. Now that I'm talking about ISKI codes, we're getting way too inside. All right.
Wait till we get to EONs. No, it's true. But point is, we're going to have baseball playoffs for you here at noon today, Gateway Christian semifinal matchup. And then again at 7 p.m. this evening, we will have the New Mexico Military Institute Colts semi-playoff matchup there. So tune in.
Yes.
We'll have them for you. And then, like I said, we'll cover the championship games tomorrow if they're happening here with NMMI and Gateway Christian, of course. If they don't make it, we're not carrying those games.
Right.
I don't think most people would care about Melrose or whatever schools would be in there at that point. So, got to thank the fine folks at McDonald's, as we do each and every Friday. They provide us with delicious breakfast treats, and they do not disappoint every Friday. And I invite you to get you a delicious breakfast treat this morning. Swing by whichever McDonald's is near you, whether it's South Main or downtown here or North Main. Visit, come by. Right. Maybe, and you're thinking, well, I'm not in the mood for savory today. I want sweet. Get you some pull-apart donuts or something like that.
Pull-apart donut, pro tip. Pull-apart donut, 5 seconds in the microwave.
Okay.
It's going to like regooify the glaze.
Are you a donut dunker in coffee?
Yes.
Have you dunked these before?
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. I actually dunked for the first time the pull-aparts in today, and yeah, it holds up.
I know that's a popular thing. I don't drink coffee, so it's not my radar, but I know people do it.
When it comes to dunking, the way that you get the most impact is you have to approach the liquid from the porous side of whatever you're dunking.
Okay. So if it's protected by icing, you might want to.
It's kind of you're going to melt the icing into the coffee before the coffee permeates the donut.
Being a pull-apart donut, the smart move, the
always
pro move,
one side.
Yeah, because you pull it apart, and there's your exposed nooks and crannies, if you will.
You're going to have some messy fingers, but you knew that going in.
Well,
it's a sticky endeavor.
It's a pull-apart donut.
That's right.
Unless you're some kind of sophisticant using a knife and fork.
And besides, the move is once you dunk. 2 seconds, pull, and then single bite, take the donut, clean the fingers.
Let's Seinfeld the pull-apart donut.
There you go.
And knife and fork it.
Knife and fork the pull-apart donut. What?
I want to see people in McDonald's cafeteria. They're in the lobby. Knife and fork and pull-apart donuts. I want to start that trend.
It's in the It's like in-ground trampoline. It's in the title of the thing that it is. It's a pull-apart donut.
I want to make this a Seinfeld thing.
How dare you?
I want to see if people that's how all the cool people do it. Next thing you know, you start seeing people cutting with knife and fork.
Oh, what? This is weird. This is what everybody does.
And if you have no idea the reference, go watch Seinfeld. Reference the it was a Snickers or just a candy bar in general?
I think it was just a candy bar. I don't think they used a brand name.
where they
it was George.
It was George Costanza.
Yeah,
I think it was his idea to start using it because he didn't want to get chocolate on his finger. I don't remember there was a logical reason at the time, and then it turned into a whole thing. But I'd love to see that. Thank you to McDonald's, by the way, and Seinfeld for that.
Thank you to McDonald's and Seinfeld equally.
Yes,
they've equally contributed to this morning show.
Yes. Well, no. McDonald's probably got the edge.
McDonald's is giving us way more in the back end.
Although Seinfeld may have given content on, directly or indirectly, over the years. So.
Dude, I find myself not even meaning to reference that show, but I do. I set something it was some random item down on the counter in front of my friend yesterday.
Yeah.
I went, I'm out.
Well, and
I didn't mean to reference it, but it just popped into my head.
And that's what I'm saying. I think most of us reference the show all the time and don't even realize we're referencing it. Because if anybody that says, not that there's anything wrong with that, you're referencing Seinfeld. Even if you do it and you're not real, that's the reference it comes from.
If you've ever been looking at a roll of toilet paper that was empty and you said, you can't spare one square, that's what that's from. It's just, It's part of the
lexicon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, there's the more obvious ones like the pirate shirt, puffy shirt, and
Puffy shirt, yeah.
But the more obscure ones, kind of like the those are there. All
Anytime you see a weird license plate that you happen to take a picture of, that's kind of inadvertently referencing Seinfeld.
You mean Sass Man?
Sass Man.
It ain't Sass Man, by the way.
No, it's not at all.
Or Grass Man.
Right.
Or Pass Man.
Well, it's like I saw a license plate the other day. I was at a stoplight. I had to pull out my phone and take a picture of it just because it made me laugh. And I know what they were going for, but it just said "in him." Mm-hmm.
Okay,
it was a reference to God.
Okay,
in Him all things are possible.
Okay,
I get where they're going.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe she just had a boyfriend she's really into. Into him.
Into him.
I didn't know.
Yeah, hard for me to judge, but I took it as the interpretation of. Okay, but again, that was my mind taking a whole wormhole or a whole path that maybe that wasn't the intention.
Well, that's a lot of it. I think part of the problem is you and I just see things slightly different every time.
Right.
So most people are like, oh, that's cute. And I'm like, yeah. Keep digging a little bit. You'll catch there's
it could be the International Natural History of the Internet Museum. Is what it could be.
But anyway, where were we at? Big thank you to McDonald's.
Yep, got that one.
And swing on by.
This all started from trying to break down how to properly dunk a pull-apart donut.
Yeah. Which, by the way, knife and fork it.
Knife and fork it. Really mess with them. You know what? Really mess with them. Like at the counter, because you have to slide over to get your order. Take it out the counter and start knifing and forking it.
Oh, right there?
Right there.
Well, if they're busy, I don't want to mess up their day.
No, I'm talking about on the side.
Oh, gotcha.
Watch the side. You're not interrupting business.
Gotcha.
You're just quietly enjoying your pull-apart donut with a knife and fork in the corner.
All right. That reminds me of a move that I will judge you for if you do.
Okay.
And I know there's savages that do this, and some people might even think it's okay. I'm not one of those people.
Now, before you say this, there's been a lot of times that I've found out that I am a savage by just you telling me what makes a savage a savage. So go ahead.
The savage move here that annoys me are the buffet people that are eating while putting food on the plate.
Now,
that is so low class.
I agree with you to a point.
Like when I see people picking food off and then one in my mouth and one in the plate.
Yeah, that's
I'm
disgusting.
like, that's just not right.
But when you're putting something on your plate and you're like, wait, am I going to like this enough to put a portion of it on my plate? Enough to sacrifice. Now, I know it's all you can eat, but there's a window of time that's appropriate.
So take one, and if you like it, go back and get more.
Like
take
lot
the
of times,
tester with you and then sit your butt down and eat it.
I'll tell you this: I will judge a Chinese buffet's quality on their wontons.
Okay,
and if they have good wontons, it's a good buffet.
So you grab one.
So there's a lot of things you got to check. You got to see if it's it got a malleable core, if it's got the nice crispiness of the wonton, if it's the right crunch to it. So there's a lot of testing that happens there at the buffet.
But at that point, you're already committed to eating food.
Sure.
So for the rest of us. Don't put your savageness on all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the world of COVID.
Right.
You know?
But like I said, if you're somebody who's sitting there like, ooh, I think I'll have some of that. Yeah, that's whack.
I mean, there is also, I love a buffet. I eat buffets. I'm all about them. But I also understand there is a slight level of grossness to any buffet because you've got people that are just nasty.
Anywhere food is served that there is something called a sneeze guard necessary.
Yeah, I get that concept. I still love buffets.
Absolutely.
However, there is some etiquette. Now, and I think that crosses the line. When you're sitting there and just literally picking off the buffet to eat, you're a blight on society.
Mike's going to walk up and Will Smith you. Out of line!
That's right. You're a blight on society.
How dare you?
And quite frankly, you clearly don't care for others. I judge what else you do in society.
I'm going to follow you and keep judging you for things I would let other people's pass. I'm going to judge you harshly for them now. You just turn the spotlight on yourself, good sir.
Because you are a filthy animal. And you should not be in public.
Like that's where you draw the line.
Well, it's so easy to be courteous there.
I agree. I agree with you 100%.
And that's where it's so easy to be courteous and you're not. You're just a savage.
But when the food that's being served at your face is aggressive, as some buffets tend to be, I feel like sometimes the patron has to fight back. And that's almost like taking back our dignity. It's like, I know what you're serving me. I'll enjoy it here, thanks. Oh, I know what I signed up for.
Well, I will look at you and give you dirty looks and talk about you copiously behind
Probably
your
say
back.
terrible things about your wife and dog.
I will wish various ailments on you. And be passive-aggressively mad at you.
I think what we're trying to say here is big thanks to McDonald's.
We don't have to worry about sneeze guards.
That's right. All food is fresh. And you can enjoy your pull-apart donuts with a knife and fork if you want to.
Not someone hanging over you, standing there smelling it and spitting all over it.
Free country.
We're touching it and taking a piece. Oh, man. Sheriff Mike Harrington's scheduled to join us. I don't think he's here yet. I never heard back from my text they sent yesterday, so I'm wondering if he's not available.
Yeah, I don't see him.
I've not heard back. So
unless the keto's really working and he's slivered
here? We don't know.
Yeah, it's like Callista Flockhart. If he turns a certain angle,
That's
we
right.
just don't see him.
That's right.
If there's a crack in the floor, gone.
I'm sure that's a very good move in law enforcement because,
one would think, yeah.
you
You can move in the
sneak
shadows.
up on, yeah.
He came out of some random plane of existence. No, he was just turned the right way.
It's like the Crow.
Like Drake, he knew his angles.
Well, see if Sheriff makes it, awesome. If not, we'll. You know what? There's a 15-minute interview that I got. We'll try to work in at some point here. We had the Chaves County Federated Republican women join us Wednesday for a few minutes, so I'll play that in its place if the sheriff doesn't make it here in a few. But it is 8:24. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. Weather is brought to you by Bob Reed Pest Control, pest management for all of Southeast New Mexico. Bob Reed Pest Control, no job is too large or too small. Call today from anywhere in Southeast New Mexico, 575-623-5344.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure building over the Four Corners, and that'll be bringing us a hot weekend. We'll be in the low to mid 90s with lots of sunshine today. Mid 50s for the overnight hours, and skies will be clear, and then our temperature gets turned up a little bit on Saturday. We're expecting mid to upper 90s and lots of sunshine. Clear Saturday night, and then we'll top out at about 100 Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. And Sheriff, matter of fact, is here. So we'll chit-chat with him in here in just a few minutes. Let me give you the weather update here. Currently, I didn't refresh it. Hold on. Say I'm a bad host. Bad host. There it is. Currently 61 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 8. Not 18 or 28 or 38, but 8% right now. Winds out of the north at 8 miles per hour. Could see some areas of smoke here today up until about 3 or so. Winds sunny today with high of 95 and winds calmer out of the north 5 to 10. I'm guessing maybe that's why they're not calling for red flag warnings for us because the winds aren't so bad. But that 8% humidity, don't let it fool you. It's still pretty dry out there. So don't be, just because there isn't a red flag warning in place, doesn't mean you should start throwing your cigarette butts out the window and doing all that stuff. So be cautious. Tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low of 54. East winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Weekend's going to be warm. Sunny, 98 tomorrow. That's the cooler of the 2 days with north winds 5 to 10. And then Sunday, we're looking at sunny, hot, high of 101 with southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then when you start the work week next week, going to be a hot one next week. It's 98 on Monday, and then by like Thursday of next week, we're at like 103. So, yeah, it's going to be warm. So, settle in. All right, it is 26 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then Sheriff Mike Harrington will join us. He's got the suit on today. Must be an important day for the sheriff here. So, we'll be back on the other side. Don't go away.
Make your home a smart home with smart home Wi-Fi from Plateau. Now you can connect more devices to fast, reliable Wi-Fi throughout your home. That means faster speeds with no downtime or lag. Enhance your connection, expand your reach, and experience whole home device control and protection with Plateau. Plateau offers true fiber with options starting as low as $60 a month, all with no caps and no hidden fees. Call today 575-755-1000 or stop by 1001 South Main in Roswell. Get smart home Wi-Fi today from Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
You're invited. Car Affair 2022, presented by the Cars Club of Carlsbad. Saturday, June 4th at the beach in Carlsbad. Early registration is Friday with a cruise. Then Saturday, car registration starts at 8 a.m. and ends at 10:30. Enjoy music, food, car-related swap meet, 5K run, door prizes, and a special Tri-5 Chevys area. To register or for more information, visit carsclubofcarlsbad.com or Carlsbad Automotive Restoration Society on Facebook. Enjoy Carlsbad's biggest car show, Saturday, June 4th at the beach. Ad paid for by Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
The National Used Car Blowout is on at Roswell Honda with the deepest discounts yet, like a 2017 Ford Escape for just $329 a month, a 2015 Honda CR-V for just $309 a month, or a 2013 Nissan Sentra for just $199 a month. Get a 12-pack of soda and a Mexican resort voucher just for stopping by, a grilling toolkit with a test drive, and a free portable grill with purchase. And join us May 21st for free food, stuff for the kids, and your chance to win a Char Griller Double Play 3-burner gas charcoal grill. On now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
The Valley Cafe is now open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Located inside the 180 Youth Building across from Church on the Move on Brasher in Roswell. Enjoy soups, salads, sandwiches, burgers, and more. Try one of their signature creations like the Sweet and Spicy Burger with honey jalapeno bacon barbecue sauce, the chicken cordon bleu soup, Chef Anthony Noble's fried avocados, and the Smotherman Burger with creamy green chili sauce. Or swing by for coffee or breakfast burritos on your way to work. The all-new Valley Cafe, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or even a snack after school. Don't feel like leaving home? Order takeout from DoorDash.
Venga al Spring River Zoo para el Summer Buns House Bash el sábado 4 de junio en el Spring River Zoo en Roswell. 6 casas inflables para los niños, además de pintura de caras, camiones de comida y todo tipo de juegos y diversión. La entrada al zoológico es gratis el primer sábado de cada mes. Spring River Zoo está abierto todos los días de 10 a.m. a 4 p.m. Obtenga más información en springriverzoo.com.
Do you ever read your Bible asking, what are these stories here for? Well, I believe they're in there to remind us of God's love and presence, even in tough times. Joseph had to deal with the jealousy of his brothers being sold into slavery and imprisoned because of a lie. Yet God showed up and used Joseph to save a nation and bless Joseph and his family. Look at what happened to Job. He lost pretty much everything. And yet we find God blessing him repeatedly at the end of his suffering. Noah was ridiculed for following God's plans and building an ark, but God showed up saving his family in the flood. David was chased by Saul to kill him. However, David would become king despite his troubles. So the next time you find yourself in a predicament in this world, look around to see what God is doing. He will show up, and you just might be amazed.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
If you suffer from pogonophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:30, and joining us in studio this morning, Sheriff Mike Harrington got dressed up for us today. Thanks, Sheriff.
Yes, thank you. Good morning.
How's everything going? I know you were just talking about the fire last night, and I think obviously your deputies and fire and everything been out there, but I think you were out there spending some time and seeing what's going on too.
Yeah. So the firemen and there's some pictures that I'll be putting out there here after a while on my Facebook page, but I'll tell you what, the firemen did a great job out there, going into something that's so dangerous out
there.
Yeah. And we pray for everybody who was involved out there. And just hope that
for folks, stay off the scene. Let the professionals go in and do what they got to do. Take care of the fighting and the firefighting, and then of course if there's any other criminal, medical, whatever issues they've got to deal with, let them do their thing out there and figure out what happened and help as many people as they can. So.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they did a great job, and from what we saw, It was very professional. Everybody was doing a good job. But it's like I said, that's just a job. I barbecue food, and just getting close enough to the grill sometimes will push you back. Just
Sure.
that little bit of a flame, and
Yeah.
so to get out there and walk right into the middle of that is unbelievable.
So it was pretty
to me.
hot,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
the
when you're
flames are
when you're
crazy,
hundreds
so.
of yards away and it still feels like your
Still feel-
eyebrows are singeing,
yeah.
you're like, yeah, that's
and
pretty
they're
hot.
and they're right up in that. So they did a good job, and the deputies did a great job. So we just, like I said, we just pray for everybody who was there and see what we can do to help out in the end. But
that's at the sheriff's department, and really fire and EMS.
Yeah.
That's what they do,
That's
and
what they do. So that's good.
But be reminded, we've had red flag warnings almost every day. We don't today, but I mean, but we probably should have.
Probably should have, because the wind is blowing.
But the point is, I mean, we're seeing a lot more fires. Not just the wildfires, like you said. This is in city limits and things like that. So we all must do. And I don't know how this started or whatever. It doesn't matter. But with my message here, my message is it's super dry.
Yeah.
Outdoor burning of any kind right now. If you don't have to do it, don't do it. And especially with the simple stuff like throwing cigarette butts out the windows while you're driving, or welding in like tall grass, or doing things like that. That's all bad ideas, but especially even in the city here, in your yards and things like that. Please be cautious, because it doesn't take much for a fire to get out of hand right now.
Yep.
Even like Sheriff's talking about cooking and barbecuing and all that. That's great, but don't just put your burgers on the grill and walk away. Leave that thing attended. Someone just in case a wing gust, something. You never know what could happen around here. That thing falls over. Next thing you're burning. You're burning half the neighborhood down. So be cautious, extra cautious on this.
Exactly. So we've been busy doing that, but we've also been dealing with lots of car crashes here lately.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people losing their life to inattention or other things. So we've got a lot of things going on with the summer coming up. There's going to be more traveling. We really want people to pay attention while they're driving.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on not only yourself, but on everyone else around you, because I'm telling you, everyone tells you, I'm a good driver.
Sure.
I'm the best driver. Well, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
But the guys around you aren't.
Well, there's been a lot of accidents. This one was in I think it may have been Chaves County, actually. It was on 285 earlier this week, right around Midway, that area. And that closed down traffic for. Hopefully, I don't know the details, but hopefully there wasn't any injuries or major serious things there. But that's been more common over the last month or so here, and we just got to remind folks to be careful.
Yeah, and with more people now, once the summer gets here, and the kids are out of school again, and things are going, you're gonna have more people out there on the roads, and it's just gonna be more dangerous, than it is now, and it's bad now, because I'm telling you, driver inattention is, if not equal, more dangerous than drinking and driving.
Absolutely.
Because there's more people doing that right now. But that's something that we're dealing with. And, last night they were talking about during the city council meeting how there's growth coming to the city, businesses coming to the city, bringing more and more people. And with that, there's more traffic out there, and so it really is important that
anybody that drives up and down Main Street can tell you it's a busier street than it was years ago.
Yes.
It just is. It's
the same way. You stop a car on a traffic stop and you pull over. You're really taking a chance getting out of your car and walking up to that other car, because people are just it's their wall. They're just like in a bottleneck. No matter what road you're on, everybody is so compacted that they can't get out of your way, and we've seen that for responding to calls. We've seen more and more stuff, we've got a lot of things going on that's we're going to start working on. One thing that we're doing for the sheriff's offices, I'm getting ready to go out and do meetings in the public where myself and the Friends of the Chaves County Sheriff's Office are going to set up areas and have people come out and talk to me and come tell me what's going on.
Some kind of community policing meet and greets, kind of, talk about what's going on in your community. I would love to hear what you have to say.
Exactly. And one of the things that we did during the budget meeting, I asked the county to do the same thing, like Lee County and Eddy County and all these other counties. They have a community involvement program through their sheriff's office where we take out a barbecue grill, we go buy some hot dogs, and the county will set up a line item that will allow that money to be spent to, people will come out and talk to you, but not like they will if you're giving them a hot dog and a bottle of water.
Yeah, it's so much more conversational, friendly,
right.
like
it seems
a couple
like
neighbors in the backyard talking kind of thing. Yeah.
So when they come out, we like to get that done, and so we're going to be doing a whole bunch of that.
Good.
I've got guys that are very good at their community relations, and so we're going to be using them, and it's going to, as well as myself and the undersheriff, and so we're going to be out there, and the goal of this is to let people know there's nothing changed with law enforcement. We're still here to serve you and protect you.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is that everyone, watches the national news and they think every law enforcement officer is corrupt or on the take.
They put a spotlight on one bad egg, and everyone thinks that's the rule, not the exception, and that's not true.
Just like I tell everybody that I talk to about this, in every profession, job, I don't care what it is, there's some knucklehead that it just takes a little bit of time to finally expose them, and then they're going to be gone. But it's just it just takes time. But I can tell you, we're actively looking for that knucklehead.
Sure.
So if we have anything like that going on, I will deal with that immediately.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
and I imagine too, yourself and your senior officers there at the sheriff's department, they all been law enforcement officials for a long time. They know they can. I think you guys have a pretty good handle when you look at officers come in and be like, that one's going to be a good one, or this one's going to need more training, or that. You know what I mean? You guys after so many years, you kind of can get the feel of who's got the stuff and who needs who doesn't, or who has the and so that's probably the first line of defense. But then again, it's one of those careers where integrity and everything's a must, but you do, let's face it, a law enforcement officer has a lot of temptation out there. If someone, you know what I mean, if it's easy. There's a lot of opportunities to be swayed.
Yep.
And so even someone that,
you better have your integrity.
Yeah. Officers are human like everybody else.
And one thing that we do with the sheriff's office is, and we're blessed to have the commissioners that we do, we have a camera system that is both in the car as well as on the deputy.
Mm-hmm.
And we pay it's almost $73,000 or $74,000 a year for this system. And as soon as they get out of the car, cameras come on.
Yeah.
As soon as you turn on your lights, all cameras come on.
Gotcha. So they don't even have to set it and forget it. They just do their day job, and the cameras
exactly
kick on as needed. So,
and I'll tell you, they have been one of the best things that I
would imagine
put out. When cameras and everything first came out, everyone was like, "Oh man, I don't want people seeing everything that I do," and you're just. You got to remember.
I think most of us are thinking, now it's going to catch me when I'm eating my burger, pinking my nose,
using the bathroom,
all that stuff.
But the reality of it is that we now know not only do you have to have a camera, but there's cameras all around you.
Mm-hmm.
Just in these phones right here, everyone's got a camera all the time on them.
Not to mention, if you're in a, say, downtown, a city street, there's probably some kind of cams out there, if it's light cams or whatever.
I hear guys say, "Hey, I don't want you to take a picture of me. I don't want anybody to know that I'm a cop." Everybody knows.
Right.
Just like we know who's running with what and doing what.
Sure.
After a certain amount of time, you're known.
Yeah. Your secret's not as secret as you think it is.
Yeah, exactly. So for us, you have to just expect to be photographed.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to expect that everything you do is going to be either video or photo. So it's no big deal.
And to be honest, it's like you said, that initial part, but here's what we're finding is now that we've got some years under our belt here with these cams and everything, is we're learning that we're finding true, because there's a lot of he said, she said type scenarios in law enforcement. A lot of those get fixed real quick when there's a camera showing exactly what he said or she said.
On both sides.
On both sides. And then on the other side, too, this is probably one of the best training tools you guys have to train your deputies because everything is on recorded. And now you can look and say, what was done right here? What was done wrong here? What do we need to do to make sure it was done right? And God forbid if there's those ultimate loss scenarios or something where things go really bad. Now you've got an account of how it happened and maybe prevent that situation from happening again.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's and so it's all good. And then at the same time, it protects you, the citizens' right, for in case there is that moment where you have a law enforcement officer who's going over the line and maybe asking or doing things that you deem inappropriate. If that's the case, guess what? Now you've got evidence to back exactly what you said. And another thing too is the editing and stuff. That's a little that's all transparent too. It's not like because as I know people say, well, that's how much of the editing you video we did. It's like, well, there's procedures in place to allow transparency for that too.
And like I said, one of the things that we do is if someone calls in and says, hey, this is what just happened. We always want complaints to be in person. That way we can set you down and we can also go over the video because as soon as the deputy is doing it, and actually while it's happening, I can view everything that's going on. So I can turn on my ability to, in my office, to view the deputy doing exactly what he's doing right now.
So like it does automatically, but if you just want to check in on someone, it gives you that ability to do that. And it lets them know, hey, sheriff's watching.
Sure. Or whatever. So, it comes on, it tells them that whoever it is, me, the undersheriff, or the lieutenants. But it's good to have, and we've used this whenever someone is out there saying, well, I know the sheriff, and then I come on, they'll call me and say, hey, this person's saying they know you and they're doing this, and so I'll click on and I'm able to talk to them and see everything that they're doing, and I'll tell them, hey, no.
Yeah, I know you, but you still did wrong, dummy.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. That's right, and that's exactly right. So it's a good thing, and I'm telling you, the commissioners have really stepped up to the plate since I've come into the office, being the sheriff. They, we got those cameras, we have all these other things, and it has been one of the best things that I can say that we have done for these deputies. Because if you're involved in a serious incident, rather than your mind trying to fill in the blanks, you can watch the video and see it.
You've got something to refresh your memory. You got something, and I imagine,
and it keeps the.
I would even argue
the nightmares down.
Police reports and things are probably more accurate now because obviously they don't do the report right on. I mean, they start the report and everything, but as far as after all the excitement's done, they go back to the office and start filling out reports. And now they've got a video for anything that's, because let's face it, maybe they had 12 calls that night. Right. Now at the end of the day, they got to go in and do the reports for all that.
DWIs.
Yeah, and let me ask you this: do you remember what you did at 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday? At, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So it is one of the, like I said, one of the best things we've done. And we just had our budget meetings, and like I said, the county came in and gave me some good things that we're going to use. One of those is we're going to get 2 brand new ATVs, the utility vehicles, and
because I imagine you guys spend a lot, especially when these fire seasons and all that, you're hitting places that they don't have much of any kind of road.
We, just in the last month, we've had 2 elderly people that have either dementia or some other oncoming things, onset, and they drive out in the middle of nowhere, and we couldn't get to them for nothing. So my undersheriff and my sergeant had to walk in to the one individual, and his truck was buried to the axles, and there was no good outcome for that.
And some of these SUVs, they have 4-wheel drive and all that too, and that wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
You need the dune buggies, the off-road vehicles.
You really do. And so, and then not only are you dealing with the sand and the Chaves County dirt, you're dealing with snakes. So snakes are everywhere right now, and it's crazy how many snakes are out.
I think
right
officers
now.
might have to wear those motorcycle cop boots that come up to
I'll tell you what,
to their
there's
knees.
One thing, well, I'm not a snake fan at all. But yeah, so we've been dealing with that. So
just since we're talking about that kind of stuff, I'm kind of curious. And I know budget and all that and all, but I'm curious is because we live in rural areas, and me growing up East Coast, it's more urban, so it's less of that. But since we do have a lot of no man's land out here,
right?
Is that, but I know this is expensive. Is there going to be something down the road, or maybe a county or city will have to invest in aerial unit of some kind to do? Because I know state police has it medical, but if they're busy, I mean, is there going to be a need, or do you think there is a need for something like that?
There's
down the road?
always a need for that.
Yeah.
But one of the things, and I'll tell you this too. So I just bought a drone for $27,000 that is unbelievable.
Cool.
This thing is about half the size of this desk, and
that's a big drone.
It's a big
because
drone.
we all think of drones. We think of the ones at like Radio Shack that are that. Yeah.
And I told the deputy we'll put one of them little harnesses on him and fly him around.
Now these are starting to sound like the military ones.
And the camera on it is they're about that big around. They're really maybe 8 inches, 9 inches, and then they are just huge.
And then do they do all the like heat sensitive night? So they can at night they can go and see
infrared.
Yeah, those
it does
heat signatures light up.
Zooming in. We were able to zoom up into. We were able to go straight up from the sheriff's office.
Nice.
And go 400 feet because it's 400 feet is the height you can go.
Okay.
So go up 400 feet, and we were able to zoom in to the car lots and check into the cars.
Nice.
I mean, zoom in to everything.
Wow.
It was crazy, and to see that. So for us, it's going to help us on crime scenes.
Yeah. I can even see police chases. Like, say someone goes running, and it's down Main Street during time, when there's everybody out there, rather than send a bunch of deputies going 100 miles an hour, they got a drone follow him. It's like, he's going to stop somewhere. Let's get him to a more less crowded rural area and then meet him, and then we got him.
So we have that, and so for our crime scenes or whatever scenes we may be on, we can actually fly it up, get a good photo of it from the sky. You can also we have some smaller ones that we actually, when we kick open the door, we'll send in the little drones to go in and check out the rooms and everything that we are, if we're worried.
Therefore, it's a deadly threat. At worst happens, a drone gets shot, not a human being.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
it's great.
So we got these things, and I'll tell you that technology is unbelievable, and they have to be FAA licensed. My deputies, and so we're doing all that. We got everything going with that, but
I'm curious. We're talking. This is just me wondering about technology. Like, say for instance, because the drone has that heat sensing technology, does it have the ability to go? Like, say you put it over a house, and then you look and say, all right, the bodies are in that living room because I can see. I mean, is it strong enough to do that through?
I haven't.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
So I don't know, but I know if
that'd be cool if it does. Because
I
now
know
you
that
can
if you're outside, it sees you.
Gotcha.
If you're hiding underneath,
and that's just it. I didn't know what I'm not smart enough to know.
I don't know about that either because I haven't tried that.
Okay,
but the guys who operate it, they probably could answer that question.
I'm guessing no, because because it's looking for heat.
Whole house is
and
hot,
maybe.
Yeah,
but,
and right now with our sun, the roof itself is
that might be.
But
technology's
I don't know.
not there yet. So.
Yeah, and there might be. I just don't know that answer to that. But so we've got some good things, and I'll tell you, with technology, we are solving a lot of things. We're doing lots of good stuff. So it's just amazing, and I'm thankful for the county for allowing us that fund to be able to do that. Because we were at a time there where everything was really being held on to and crunched, and now they understand that there is an uptick in crime. There is an uptick in crimes against people.
Sure.
And we have to really be aggressive in our apprehension of these guys.
Well, and I think they get it.
Good.
They do. Our leadership gets that. And let's face it, law enforcement, the ideology of it's changing, and how it's done. Technology is certainly playing a role in what you can and can't do in law enforcement.
Like your street lights having cameras and all these things. We're now having access to video cameras all over town that we can see things that, if we're looking for a vehicle that might have drove through.
Sure.
So we have access to a lot of that stuff, and the city does. city has a lot of stuff. So it's really beneficial to us investigating crimes.
Yeah.
And those cameras aren't put up there to spy on you. They're there for other reasons, we can use those,
And for an example, I've seen it used for like in large cities back east and things like that. Say you got an APB on a vehicle.
Yeah.
Whether it's a missing person or a criminal on the lam here. Those cameras and everything are constantly taking pictures and searching. So if that car drives through that intersection, it catches a license plate, it's going to red flag and let these guys know, hey, one of your APB folks just passed through this intersection.
It is crazy how many license plates a vehicle, that LPR, the license plate reader, can read and give you the information. You're talking over maybe 1,000 in a minute.
Yeah.
If there's that many cars coming by, it's going to get them all.
Yeah.
And so it's just technology's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And how it does it, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it can see
but
it.
It's amazing, and I've seen it used.
So stolen cars.
Yeah.
Vehicles you're looking for, whatever. Or if you got something that's happened, and you may have a possible suspect. Now you can find out if they were even in the area. Mm-hmm. 1, by pinging their phone. 2, by seeing if anything picked up on the license plate readers. So it's technology that is available, and we're lucky enough that we're starting to be able to get those things.
Good deal, isn't it? But it's glad to see that your county leadership they understand that, because if you're going to demand your sheriffs and deputies to do a job, you got to get them the tools to do that, and they understand that, especially in the world we live in, where law enforcement's kind of like medical, where the technology and procedures are constantly evolving and adapting and changing.
Yes, they sure are.
It's one of those good things. So I just saw time. We only got about 2 minutes here before.
One thing that we're doing today at the sheriff's office, and also tomorrow, we have what they call Bless the Badge. We have a group that has come in from out of town that is there to, they're going to talk about how to cope with and deal with basically being a police officer and dealing with things and their support groups and their
so they're coming in and helping out the officers here
and so we have been really thankful with them, and like I said, today it's going to be mostly law enforcement officers. Tomorrow it's for law enforcement officers and their spouses.
Oh, nice.
So
because the spouses they're dealing with it's more like military families. Yeah, they're part of the team too.
Yeah, and they're dealing with more of it than you are. You think you've got it bad. Well, when you come home, sometimes
they're dealing with your issues and things. So, yeah, absolutely.
So they're your support group at home, but it's a good thing. So we're doing that, and we're getting everything going. But we plan on having lots of community events here soon. We're going to be doing the Veterans Parade, I believe, or the Memorial.
For Memorial Day here,
Memorial Day, and then I'll be out at the Memorial lawn out at the cemetery, and we'll be talking out there and doing some stuff. And we're so thankful for our veterans, and we're going to help them celebrate their service.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
We're thankful for
Which
that.
I imagine you got actually probably quite a few vets that call the sheriff's department their place of employment right now.
Yes,
including the sheriff.
Including the sheriff, yeah. So we just want to recognize that and say thank you for your service, and we are going to do whatever we can to make sure that all happens successfully.
Absolutely.
So it's gonna be
come out and be a part. Come celebrate with us and honor those. Memorial Day, obviously, we honor those that have made the ultimate sacrifice. But we love to have people come and recognize with it not many, all of the freedoms you enjoy, everything that you have. At the end of the day, you can thank a veteran for, because they're the ones who are cashing the checks that that people are writing willy-nilly.
That's right. Well, and this last weekend we had the Cinco de Mayo put on by Hispano Chamber of Commerce.
Sounds like everything went well there.
Mr. Nava did a great job, and we just want to say thank you to him, and we made sure that went off successfully as well. So we're going to be involved in every community event that we can be involved in.
Yeah, so come out. If you see a deputy, come reach out, talk to them, and come out to some of their public, meet and greet events.
And I'm going to be putting that out there here pretty soon, and we'll be at some of the places where the kids are getting free lunches and cooking for them as well, and doing some other stuff. So.
Well, thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Appreciate what you and all your
Sure.
deputies do.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe out there, and,
Yep.
and we'll talk again here in a couple of weeks, all right?
Yep. I'm going to make sure Charles is doing what he's supposed to be doing.
All right, let's get on Charles now. You better be working. Better not be slacking. We're going to check on you.
All right, good.
Thanks,
you.
Sheriff.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, it is 8:57. Quick break before news. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The Senate on Thursday confirmed Jerome Powell for a second four-year term as Federal Reserve Chair, giving bipartisan backing to Powell's high-stakes efforts to curb the highest inflation in 4 decades. The 80-19 vote reflected broad support in Congress for the Fed's drive to combat surging prices through a series of sharp interest rate hikes that could extend into next year. U.S. producer prices soared 11% in April from a year earlier, a gain that indicates high inflation will remain a burden for consumers and businesses in the months ahead. The Labor Department said Thursday that its Producer Price Index, which measures inflation before it reaches consumers, climbed 0.5 of a percentage point in April from March. The report included some signs that price increases are moderating, but prices are still rising at a historically rapid clip. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Spin the wheel and save during the Wheels of Fortune savings event at Roswell Nissan, with prices slashed across the lot so you can spin a new set of wheels this summer, like a 2018 Ford Escape priced under 17 grand, a 2016 Jeep Cherokee priced under 16 grand, or a 2012 Infiniti G37 under 15 grand. Get a trip to Vegas and spin the wheel to win just for stopping by, a Home Depot gift card with a test drive, and a toolkit or grilling kit with any purchase. Spin in and save this month at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd. Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
Do you ever read your Bible asking, what are these stories here for? Well, I believe they're in there to remind us of God's love and presence, even in tough times. Joseph had to deal with the jealousy of his brothers being sold into slavery and imprisoned because of a lie. Yet God showed up and used Joseph to save a nation and bless Joseph and his family. Look at what happened to Job. He lost pretty much everything, and yet we find God blessing him repeatedly at the end of his suffering. Noah was ridiculed for following God's plans and building an ark, but God showed up saving his family in the flood. David was chased by Saul to kill him. However, David would become king despite his troubles. So the next time you find yourself in a predicament in this world, look around to see what God is doing. He will show up, and you just might be amazed.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. The first war crimes trial of a Russian soldier since the start of the war in Ukraine has opened in Kiev.
A 21-year-old captured member of a tank unit is accused of shooting a 62-year-old man in the head in a northeastern Ukrainian village during the war's first week. Sergeant Vadim Shishimarin faces up to life in prison under the penalties spelled out in the section of the Ukrainian Criminal Code that addresses the laws and customs of war. Scores of journalists packed into a small courtroom in the Ukrainian capital where the suspect appeared in a small glass cage. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The Senate will try again next week to approve a $40 billion aid package for Ukraine. Yesterday, Kentucky Republican Rand Paul blocked the bill, arguing that the additional spending was more than the U.S. spends on many domestic programs. Twitter is aflutter this morning after billionaire Elon Musk tweeted that his $44 billion deal to buy the social media platform is temporarily on hold. He's apparently concerned about the number of spam and fake accounts. A warning from the new White House COVID-19 coordinator. Dr. Ashish Jha says the U.S. might have trouble accessing the next round of vaccines if Congress doesn't approve new funding soon.
I would say we're really kind of at that deadline. and waiting much longer just puts us further and further back at the line.
Terror on a train in Germany today. 3 passengers on a regional train overpowered an Iraq-born man who wounded 5 people with a knife. Authorities say none of the wounded had life-threatening injuries. Stocks are higher on Wall Street. The Dow up 458 points. More of these stories at townhall.com.
Don't miss 2,000 Mules, the new movie from Dinesh D'Souza.
What you're about to see is disturbing.
The truth behind the 2020 election conspiracy.
This mule went across 6 counties to 27 different drop boxes. In no way is that legal.
See the evidence for yourself.
No one has more data than we do.
What you showed is frightening.
This is organized crime.
2,000 Mules. Watch it or buy it today at salemnow.com. That's salemnow.com. Sponsored by Salem Media Group.
The word is out. People are abandoning their overpriced wireless carriers and flocking to Pure Talk for the same 5G coverage, but at a fraction of the price. In fact, the average family saves over $800 a year when switching from Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. Go to puretalk.com, then enter promo code HALF, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. That's puretalk.com, promo code HALF.
Parents are scrambling to find infant formula amid supply problems and a plant shut down by contamination.
Jennifer Kersey says she and her husband were shocked when they went to their usual store in Connecticut to buy formula for their 7-month-old son.
It was like the toilet paper and the sanitizer when everybody was looking for toilet paper and sanitizer. Gone off the shelves.
The shortage caused by supply disruptions, a safety recall, and temporary closure of one of the main formula-producing plants. President Biden has talked with Gerber and others to increase production, and retailers such as Walmart and Target to speed up deliveries. Kersey says until things get back to normal.
I'm just asking everybody, if you have, please give. Don't hoarder. Let's all work together because these are babies.
I'm Tim McGuire.
Shanghai will try again to reopen in a few days after it has eliminated COVID-19 transmission among the population at large. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston. Mercedes-Benz, the latest automaker to issue a recall.
Mercedes-Benz is recalling thousands of vehicles to fix a problem that could cause the brakes to fail or not work well. The vehicles this covers are some ML, GL, and R-Class vehicles from 2006 through 2012. Mercedes says moisture can get into a brake booster housing and cause corrosion. It says it has no reports of crashes or injuries. Dealers will inspect the brake booster, and if necessary, they'll replace it. If your car's involved in this recall, they'll notify you by letter beginning at the end of the month. I'm Rita Foley.
President Biden is meeting later today with mayors, police chiefs, and local public officials to discuss policing and public safety program funding. Some Democrats have urged cutting police budgets, but the president says he believes the police need the money. GOP lawmakers have criticized the White House for a rise in crime. More at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace and Vieira. Wow, what was that? Tres inviernos. There we go.
Trilling it up.
Yeah, my tongue got fat on me for a second.
Must be from all that oatmeal.
Yeah. Got a thick tongue this morning. You ever get that? You ever get a thick tongue?
Uh-huh.
Weird ailments in radio. Just weird ailments.
Isn't it, like, back in the day, a term for stupid people?
Thick tongue?
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever thick tongue.
I've never heard thick-headed, but I want to say that thick tongue so-and-so.
Maybe.
Is that a term?
Maybe.
I feel like I've heard that before.
I feel like that's right up there with waterheaded.
I don't know. I love either one.
I don't know why that reminded me of a line from Family Guy. He goes, "Smell my hands, Brian." And he goes, "I can from here."
Yeah, I'm going to just use that line. Whenever someone says to me, "Hey, smell my hand." Because, every once in a while that does, does this smell funny to you or whatever? You get that?
I already can.
I could smell it from here.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to smell.
Yeah.
There's no person on the planet when they say, "Come up and say, smell this," do you want to smell it?
That's right.
Nobody does that.
I will give you one exception.
Mm-hmm.
Children with scratch and sniff stickers or scented markers. I hesitated there because kids can be jerks. Here, smell this. Let me think about it for a minute.
Here's this booger-flavored jelly bean.
Let me think about the last interaction we had and figure out if I want to do this.
So, depending on child and how nefarious they are.
How mad at you they happen to be, sure, sniff away. But it's right up there with somebody saying, "Oh, God, this is disgusting. Here, try this."
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is awful. Try it.
Sharing this horrible experience with me. I'm a head out.
Yeah, this smells god-awful. Try it. No. No, I will not do that.
You know what does not smell god-awful? Our kitchen right now. Because it is filled with the wafting scents of Mickey D's.
It is. I haven't had a chance to go in there yet.
You should peruse the bag.
I'm going to do it this hour.
Nice.
This hour.
There's a hash brown just kind of peeking up.
Double fist
saying
a
hi.
sandwich and hash brown.
Trick or treat.
And I will, I'll come get you. Don't you hide. I'll come get you.
Oh, don't worry. You'll be inside of me.
I can get my new license plate in him.
HSHBRN. Hirschberg? Actually, that's two few, so one.
Yeah.
HASHBRN1.
Maybe just MCDHB.
McDonald's hash. That might be too. Well, I don't know if there's a minimum of characters.
I don't think so. I've seen like 3 on like.
So you can have short ones.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
MCDHB.
Yeah, maybe I'll put a space in between the MCD and the HB.
That works on both the breakfast and the lunch menu.
Yeah.
Because it could stand for hash browns. It could also stand for ham burger.
It could. Or it could be happy birthday.
It could.
People will be like trying to figure it out. MCD happy birthday. What does that mean?
Let's see. My cat died.
Like McDonald's hash brown.
My cat died, had bacon. It was basically just a summary of my day. By the way, it's Friday the 13th. We haven't addressed that yet.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And you wonder why Boss Man decided to spring all what he sprung on us today.
You jinxed me.
I'm just sharing information, okay?
If I didn't go, I would have nothing happened. Now I'm going to be on the lookout.
It's like when I get mad at you for telling me what the weather is.
Yeah. And the only reason I'm not a superstitious person per se.
Oh no.
But I am in some aspects.
Your Caps play tonight.
Yeah, they do.
Oh no.
And it's game 6, win and they go to 7, lose and they go home.
Hold on.
So I hopefully 13 and Friday the 13th is lucky for me tonight in the Caps situation here. But I was going to tell you is the one thing that makes me a little. Oh, you going to throw salt?
Heck yes, I'm going to throw some salt.
All right.
Wait.
All right. And it was over the left shoulder.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to know why that is? See, this is why I'd be great at trivia night, folks. Boys and girls, sit down. It's time for a lesson. You throw salt over your left shoulder because the Latin word for left is sinister.
Okay.
So you're actually, and that's intentional, you're actually throwing salt into the demon's face or into the devil's face.
Oh.
Over your sinister shoulder.
Well, for the sake of the caps, give me that salt.
I'm just saying. I just
I
threw
won't
it
be
because,
that guy.
I just threw it because I mowed it be. I put it in existence. Left shoulder. Attaboy.
All right. We're good to go.
Why is there all this salt on the floor?
Sorry, cleaning lady.
Right? She specifically watches the show. She's like, ay, Dios mío.
But so what I was going to say is, like, one of the bad things that happened to me, like the worst car accident I've been in, personally, happened Friday, July 13th, 1990.
Yikes.
I was a senior in high school, or going in to be a senior. It was the summer.
Okay.
And I was driving to get a haircut. And I was driving down this, what was the back highway. It was the main highway and then a back highway. So I was driving down the back highway to get to, and I was coming back from that, and it was a 2-lane road. It was raining, and I was 17 and a poor driver. Yeah. And so one guy in front of me stopped short to turn into the liquor store, and then I stopped short and slid and locked up the brakes and slid right into him.
Wow.
And ended up going to the hospital. Fortunately, I just bruised some ribs and nothing broke, but like I couldn't breathe because I had the seatbelt bruise. My lungs, I couldn't, like, I was like worried I punctured something, but turned out I just bruised some ribs and everything, but it hurt like the dick.
Man, so you rear-ended him. What were you driving?
1985 Ford Tempo.
Ooh. All the safety that included.
It was my mother's car. She passed away.
Well, that's the thing. Those vehicles back then were basically stainless steel, or like they were. It's not stainless. They were steel like beasts.
By then they started fiberglassing them up
a bit
by mid '80s.
A bit.
Yeah.
But so.
But yeah, it was my mom's Ford Tempo, a 1985 Ford Tempo.
Okay.
And she passed away in 2003. A month before she died, she was still giving me crap that I totaled her Ford Tempo from 1985.
Hey, some things you just never forget.
1990, 13 years later, I was still getting crap about her wrecking her car. And my wife, I was like, she's going to yell at me about watching it. And sure enough, there it was. I loved that car. It's like, Mom, you've had 3 different cars, and this one's way nicer. Stop.
Knock it off. It wasn't even my fault, all right?
It was my fault, technically. I charged, even though
somebody
the guy
else wanted
stopped
their liquor.
shorted and everything else. But I'm the 16, 17-year-old inexperienced driver, so I'm getting charged every time.
Of course.
But anyway,
of course.
I just remember that because it was Friday the 13th.
My fun Friday the 13th story is, and actually this one's a good one. I wouldn't even be here if it weren't for Friday the 13th. My parents got married Friday, January 13th, 1978.
I was like, oh, he's going to talk about conceived on the 13th.
No, but they got married on Friday the 13th.
Okay.
So what was fun was growing up every single Friday the 13th, whether it was January 13th or not, they would have little mini anniversaries. Just little date nights or whatever.
Gotcha.
It was real sweet.
They made it unofficial every Friday the 13th of an anniversary type.
Yeah, and so that's one of those things that I always think about, to this day, is every Friday the 13th, I'm like, happy anniversary, Mom and Dad.
Nice. Well, that's cool. So, you to make it happen.
See, I try to turn it around.
I like that.
Curb it at the end.
Yeah,
We're
like
not all
that.
doom and gloom.
But I ain't going to lie. Every time I figure out it's Friday the 13th, deep down the back of my head, I'm like, all right, be on the lookout for some, because I already have one thing.
The spirit of your mother will appear before you. I love that car.
Right.
Mom! It's going to haunt you.
She gave,
That's how much she loved that car. My mom contacts me more than the people with the extended warranties.
Well, and my mother was a Ford Pinto person. That was her jam. When I was born, my mother was driving a green 70 era Ford Pinto. Drove it into the ground and replaced it with a blue later 70s, maybe early 80s, like 80 Ford Pinto.
That's so funny. I never thought about it until just now, but almost every family that I can think of, at least off just like the top of my head, has a theme vehicle in the family. Like growing up, my dad always, and specifically because this was their company vehicle with New Mexico Mutual, he always had, and we subsequently loved, the Ford Taurus.
Okay.
Now, my kid's mom has, for the last 2 vehicles, been all about the Chevy Malibu.
Okay.
I don't have a specific vehicle necessarily.
I don't know. Well,
I
I don't know if it's just my mom she loved her Pintos. And then when they stopped making the Pinto, guess what she bought? That Ford Tempo, the one I totaled and never heard the end of. But yeah, she was a Pinto person up until they stopped making Pintos. Of all vehicles, the Ford Pinto.
Damn.
And she didn't have and it was this.
Wasn't the Pinto the one that had the dome back window?
Well, it had a hatchback back window. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Was it the one that was like known for?
I think it was having a fire
issue when it got rear-ended.
I think Pintos were one of those.
I thought so. I wasn't sure if it was Pinto or something else.
Ford Fiero was one of those. Not Ford Fiero, the Pontiac Fiero.
Right.
Pontiac Fiero, because the engine was in the back there. Those had a catch and fire issue. Something about Pintos had somebody hit and catch and fire or something too. That never happened.
Right.
Obviously.
I never asked you. Did you get your hair cut?
You know what? I did, because I was coming back. I got the hair cut, and I was coming back from said haircut.
Oh, good. Okay,
so I was. I look.
So you were looking stylish and fantastic.
I had my hair was flied and feathered as it should,
with your ribs all in twain.
Yeah, but my hair was feathered properly. I had clean underwear in the
Werewolf
glove box.
London. His hair was perfect,
feathered. Let me give you what we've got the rundown for. Hey, speaking of rundown, don't forget we've got playoff baseball for you today. Some bonus coverage as we've got Gateway Christian. They are in the semifinals of the 1A state playoffs. They are the 1 seed and will be taking on the 4 seed Mesilla Valley Christian School at noon today. We will have that game for you right here on the radio beginning around noonish. It's playoff baseball, so those it's tournament style. The times float. It's just because they're all on fields and so at noon there may still be a game going on before. So it may start a little late. In general, usually does. But we will have the Gateway Christian game for you around noon today. And then, of course, if they win, they advance to the championship game, and that'll take place 10 a.m. tomorrow. We will, if they do go there, we will have that for you tomorrow at 10 a.m. as well. Art Sandoval, Kelly McDonald, they're going to call those games for you. Also, the New Mexico Military Institute Colts, they are in the 3A, I believe, state playoffs. And for baseball, they are 2 in the semifinals. Their semifinal matchup will take place at 7 p.m. this evening. We will have that game for you right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Both these games are audio only, just on the radio. You will able to hear audio on our KSVPTV.com as well. They'll upload the audio for that too, but it's just audio, no video. And of course, if the New Mexico Military Institute wins tonight at 7 in their semifinal matchup, they'll play in the finals tomorrow at 4 p.m. We will also carry that game for you right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. So we got possibly up to 4 games for you over the next 2 days here with Gateway Christian and New Mexico Military Institute Colts. So tune in again, noon-ish and 7 p.m.-ish today for the semifinal matchups. Gateway Christian noon and MMI at 7. And then tomorrow, if they both win or one win, if either team wins, they go to their championship games. Again, that'll be at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning for Gateway Christian, 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon for the New Mexico Military Institute. Again, we'll have Art and Kelly call all 4 of those games for you. All right, it is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure building over the Four Corners, and that'll be bringing us a hot weekend. We'll be in the low to mid 90s with lots of sunshine today. Mid 50s for the overnight hours, and skies will be clear, and then our temperature gets turned up a little bit on Saturday. We're expecting mid to upper 90s and lots of sunshine. Clear Saturday night, and then we'll top out at about 100 Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 68 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 6%. Ugh, that's low. Winds currently out of the north at 14 miles per hour. We don't have a red flag warning, but the recipe's there, so be careful out there today. Areas of smoke, could see some of that from other fires that are already raging throughout the state. Could see some of that through about 3 o'clock today. Sunny, otherwise, high of 95. Winds will be out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low of 54. East winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. For the weekend, going to be warm. Sunny, high of 98 for Saturday. Winds will be out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear with an overnight low of 57 Saturday night. South winds, 5 to 10. And then sunny and 101 for Sunday. Southwest winds, 5 to 15 miles per hour. And next week is going to be a scorchers pretty much all week. 98 on Monday, but 101 Tuesday, 103 on Wednesday, or 100 on Wednesday, 103 on Thursday. My apologies. Either way, going to be pretty hot the next couple of days. All right, it is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. Oh, we haven't even thanked McDonald's. I got to talking about TV and Friday the 13th and forgot to, talk about the big guys. McDonald's, swing on by. They are kind enough to provide us delicious breakfast treats each and every hour of the show on Fridays, and so thankful for that. And I invite you to come out, check them out today. Download the McDonald's app to your smartphones. With that, you can get exclusive deals. You can also sign up for the rewards program, which is free of charge. And every time you order through the app, you get reward points, earning you free food, free things like Big Macs, Happy Meals, chicken sandwiches, coffees, ice creams, all kinds of stuff. And it's all free. You just, you're there ordering your food, and now you can get some free food for doing that. So download that app, sign up for the rewards program, and utilize that app for exclusive deals that, like, you can go in there and they've got deals, and they're only available through the app. They're not available for just rolling in on the store. Things like, from time to time, they get like a buy one, get one free kind of thing, or one of my favorites, the $4.99 20-piece chicken nugget. That pops up on there from time to time. But download the app. You can find them for yourself and pick out your favorites and utilize it. And again, swing on by any of your McDonald's, South Main, downtown, or North Main. All right, it is 9:24. Let's take about a 5-minute break. We got some ads to play here because, we got a lot of baseball today. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview we had with Pastor Mark Green from Harvest Ministries and Amelia Benavidez. She's with the United States Postal Service. Tomorrow is their big letter carriers food drive. It's an annual event that's been going on for many, many years. It took a little break during COVID here, but they're starting back up, and this is the biggest food collecting event for the summer months here for Harvest Ministries. It's this event is the event that really helps keep food on their shelves throughout the summer months for folks in need. Harvest Ministries, not only do they deliver and serve these food items to the public directly, but they also help other nonprofits in our community that do the same kind of stuff and help them with supplies as well. So by helping out here, you're helping the need for everyone in our community here. So what they're asking you to do, and we'll play the interview here to learn more about it. Tomorrow, when before you get up early, before you go, before your mail carrier shows up, they're asking that you leave a bag of non-perishable food items out by your mailbox, or if you've got one of those community boxes with everyone's mailboxes at one spot there, leave them there. And then when your letter carrier comes to deliver your mail tomorrow, they will pick up those canned goods and get them to Harvest Ministries. So, but that's happening tomorrow. And if you don't have, and we talk about during the interview, if you have a P.O. box or you just don't feel comfortable leaving stuff out at your mailbox, you can always go down to the main post office downtown on Pennsylvania. They've got a drop box there that's there now. I think it's been there all week, and it'll be there through the week, through tomorrow. And you can drop off your items there. But we'll play the interview and tell you more about it here in just a few. But we're going to take a break, and then we'll have that for you on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
This July, Roswell becomes Ground Zero.
I'm Clyde Lewis, and you're listening to Ground Zero.
The International UFO Museum and Research Center, in conjunction with Roswell's Talk FM, are bringing nationally syndicated radio show host Clyde Lewis to Roswell for the 2022 UFO Festival. Clyde will be broadcasting his show, Ground Zero, live from the International UFO Museum on Friday, July 1st from 8 to 11 p.m. Join Clyde as we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Roswell incident. The truth is out there.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
What's better than Rib Crib's slow smoked ribs? More of them, that's what. Rib Crib presents Rib Fest. We're talking endless slow smoked righteous ribs, plus unlimited sides and bottomless refills, all for only $17.99 after 4 p.m. Choose from Rib Crib's original signature rub or go sweet and sticky. Plus all your favorite sides like coleslaw, mac and cheese, sweet and smoky beans, and so much more. It's a rib-tastic celebration you can really sink your teeth into. Rib Fest starting at 4 p.m. all month long at Rib Crib on North Main in Roswell. Smoking the good stuff since 1992.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
All right, let's get out the old grocery list here. Let's see, eggs, milk, bread, insurance. I don't want to shop for insurance.
Fortunately, you don't have to. George Gandy Insurance is here for you. Shopping and comparing rates from different insurance carriers to save you money, time, and hassle. Visit a George Gandy Insurance location near you today.
We keep you covered. George Gandy Insurance.
Hi, this is Kevin Ray from my friends at Sun State Technology Group. There are no timeouts in business, and with the game getting more challenging than ever, it's time to make the play for better, more reliable technology. Sun State Tech is your local IT solutions company that provides protection and upgrades to keep your business at the top of its game. Managed IT services, cybersecurity, and more are delivered by the home team experts at Sun State Tech. Visit sunstatetech.com today for your free, no-obligation technology checkup.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
Do you ever read your Bible asking, what are these stories here for? Well, I believe they're in there to remind us of God's love and presence, even in tough times. Joseph had to deal with the jealousy of his brothers being sold into slavery and imprisoned because of a lie. Yet God showed up and used Joseph to save a nation and bless Joseph and his family. Look at what happened to Job. He lost pretty much everything. And yet we find God blessing him repeatedly at the end of his suffering. Noah was ridiculed for following God's plans and building an ark, but God showed up saving his family in the flood. David was chased by Saul to kill him, However, David would become king despite his troubles. So the next time you find yourself in a predicament in this world, look around to see what God is doing. He will show up, and you just might be amazed.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Our tomato plants and pepper plants are ready to go. If you plant them now, you might have homegrown tomatoes and peppers before anyone else, or the frost might kill them. As Clint Eastwood would say, do you feel lucky? You'll either be the smartest gardener in the county, or you'll get to replant them all over again. I say go for it. You'll get more practice, and we'll get more business. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, and I apologize to William Shakespeare.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
It is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, Mark Green from Harvest Ministries back with us. And then we haven't talked to Amelia in a while.
Yeah.
It's been Amelia Benavides with the United States. Matter of fact, you weren't even Benavides when we first started talking about this.
No, I wasn't. That's how long I've been coming here.
She's been married now. I'm just kidding. I was going to make a joke, but, I don't want to do that. She's been married 50 years now.
Right. Sometimes it feels that way.
Of course, she's with the USPS, the Postal Service. Good morning, guys.
Yeah, good morning.
Well, it's that time of year. This is something that the United States Postal Service nationally does. Mm-hmm. This is something that it goes on across the country. And so I'm hoping a lot of other communities are taking part in doing the same thing that we're going to be doing here this Saturday. Yeah. But this Saturday is the Letter Carrier Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive, the annual event that, how many years now, Mia, has it really been going? I know we're joking, but...
Actually, I believe it's 29 years. The first actual food drive occurred in 1983.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
okay.
it's, but nationally, like everybody together, I think it's been 29 years.
Okay. So it took about 10 years for everybody to get on the same page.
Yes. But actually, in those 29 years, we've collected over 70 million pounds of food nationwide.
That's amazing.
70 million. That's crazy. Just think about that.
That is.
That's crazy.
That is. If we could do that more often, you know, we could maybe actually stamp out hunger. If we could find a way to get people to contribute regularly to various organizations. And that, to me, that's what I love about this event as much as, we take a day to donate. Mm-hmm. But I also want to use it to remind folks that this is a need that's not just the second Saturday of May every year. You know what I mean? This is something that's going on constantly. And I know Mark and I have talked about this, the summer months for Harvest Ministries, and I think this is true across the board for every organization, charity that helps like this. The summer months are generally the leaner months for donations and things. Believe it or not, schools are a huge resource for getting food items. Blood drives, weirdly enough, I know a lot of people don't make that association, but blood donations are the exact same way. They get a lot from high schools and things like that. So their summer months dwindle too. So for you guys, Mark, at Harvest Ministries, this food drive every year is kind of your main staple to basically make sure we have enough to give throughout the summer.
It is.
Well.
It's what carries us through the summer. Yeah. The schools, you're right. The schools are very, very good at having food drives for us.
Mm-hmm.
And but this is the largest food drive of the year for us nationally. I think it is, and this is really what carries us all the way through until September, and some of the schools start having food drives again. And of course, we rescue food from the local stores and
you
things
guys are
like
always
that.
on the search for food.
Yeah. We do pickups every single day,
but as far
we
as
receive donations. But as far as a large donation. At one time, this is the biggest of the year.
This is the year that really, it's kind of like the Black Friday for Harvest Ministries.
That's exactly what it is, yes.
It's a good way of seeing it.
There you go. Now, of course, for folks that don't know, Harvest Ministries, they're the be-all, catch-all, really, for a lot here in Roswell because, they help folks directly right out of Harvest Ministries, but Harvest Ministries also serves other charitable organizations supplying them with food needs like that. We're helping where they have needs at too. So the food you're donating on Saturday is going to help people right here in Roswell locally, if not directly through Harvest Ministries, one of the organizations that it supports, helping that again do the same mission as Harvest Ministries does here in our community.
And this year, for the first time, we'll also be giving to Roswell Disaster Relief. So,
perfect.
We have 14 other agencies that we serve annually, and sometimes that changes 1 or 2 a year.
Okay.
But this year, Roswell Disaster Relief will be joining our crew. So, yeah.
And I imagine their need is probably just because the fires. We've had a lot of disaster issues happen locally here, and so I imagine their resources are probably a little depleted right now too. So
well, and they go out when like most of our agencies we serve during the day, and Roswell Disaster Relief will go out anytime it's needed.
Yeah, so. If there's a storm, something, whatever's in need, if it's 2 in the afternoon or 2 in the morning, they're out and about. Like I know when all the fires, all this, they were on alert. They were at the ready, getting helping wherever they needed to with getting resources to fire victims, things like that. So this is where your cans of food are going to help all these great people here.
And then more than any other year, we really need help this year. The high price of food.
Sure.
The
COVID.
It's been rough. It's been rough for a lot of people. A lot of people you don't think that need help are needing help this year.
Yeah, COVID's probably. You really haven't been able to do the full drives and things like you wanted to. So that's hurt you. Like you said, supply and demand, the fact that people are struggling themselves means there's less contributions coming in overall. So you're right. This Saturday, if you know it's just a can or two.
Yes, anything to help.
Whatever you can help with, leave it out in front of your mailbox, or if you got one of those what's the official term?
It's a neighborhood box unit.
Neighborhood box unit.
Yeah, NBU.
NBU. If you want to use the lingo.
We're going to get fancy with those
words. I like the lingo. I'm an acronym guy. So leave them out by your NBUs.
Yes. And we want to make sure those are non-perishable perishable goods.
Don't
also.
leave hams or anything
let's not leave no hams or frozen food items. We will take, box items too, like macaroni.
Yeah, or your hamburger helpers.
Yeah, any of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also not bread items. We don't need bread items. Loaves of bread, things like that.
Anything that's not perishable. I mean, canned goods and things, they have shelf lives for years plus. Same with your boxed stovetop stuffings and your things like that. Those have a couple years shelf life. But bread, milk, eggs. Meats,
let's not do that.
Dairy, that stuff, no.
It is 100 degrees out here in Roswell. And by the time the carrier gets there, we might have some scrambled eggs out there.
we don't want to. We don't want to actually have green eggs and ham for everybody. But if you have some of those resources that are available, reach out to Market Harvest Ministries. There might be some other ways that we can talk about.
They can always bring them by the ministry center, sure.
Yeah, if it's, we talking like commercial grade beefs and things like that.
Well, especially a lot of our people who have chickens who lay eggs. They bring farm fresh eggs.
Nice.
Yeah, so we can work some of that directly through Harvest. But for our letter carriers event on Saturday, just leave those canned goods. I know a lot of folks request a lot of the microwavable type, like the Campbell's soups in the microwave or the mac and cheese in those little microwave.
And that's great for the kids, you know, that are there's a lot of kids that actually have to stay home during the summer, and that's great. Easy, cooking items.
Yeah, and so even maybe some of those like granola bars, things like that. A mix of stuff because, and I think Mark and I have talked about this. Where sometimes the issue is, like you said, kids get home from school or parents are at work. Kids are on their own to feed themselves, and so they can handle pouring a cup of water in a cup and throwing it in the microwave for a minute. And so sometimes those kind of things are better. So the kids will have, whether it's granola bars or some mac and cheese or a canned soup or whatever.
Also with the elderly too, it's like easy open items, top items that actually helps them, And also, forgot to mention this, the P.O. Box. If you have a P.O. Box and you want to participate in the food drive, we actually have a drop-off location at our main post office at 415 North Penn, where the P.O. Box section's at.
Gotcha.
We have a
tub, downtown post office.
Yeah, we have a tub out there where you could donate the goods from now until Saturday.
Okay.
So anytime, just go in there and drop off some goods. Or if you're going to be away on the weekend and you want to drop off some goods, you don't want to leave it out by the curb all weekend or all week.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Go by the main post office, drop it off there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Absolutely. And like I said, you can do that. Like if you're here now and busy and you're kind of thinking, I wanted to go ahead and, take care of it in that way. Or maybe, do both if you can during the week, drop off some. And then if you happen to remember Saturday morning before your letter carrier shows up with the mail, go ahead and leave a bag out there of canned goods or whatever it is that you'd like to donate there, too.
Yes.
It's strictly canned goods. I mean, has there been any request to donate money or any of that kind of stuff?
Hey, we do take.
And that's probably through the post office direct.
We prefer not to.
Yeah, I get you.
But if you do want to donate money, we could donate directly to Harvest Ministries. Tax deductible.
Perfect.
That's right.
So probably maybe call Mark Direct here at Harvest and make arrangements there. And trust me, if you'd like to come and bring a thing of cash, I'm sure we can make arrangements.
We can make arrangements for.
But
we can always make that happen.
But canned goods is what we're looking for.
Yes.
Non-perishable food items for this Saturday.
Yes.
Again, it's this Saturday. It's the second Saturday in May. So.
And actually, we have 10,000 cities across America participating in this. It's the largest food drive in one day.
Wow.
That we have in the nation. So it's amazing how all the letter carriers, and we don't get paid any extra to do this.
This is
all kindness of our hearts.
The Saturday letter
and it's going to be
carriers
100 degrees out there. So you might want to leave a water out there for your mailman.
There you go. Maybe a little
Gatorade.
Bluebell, something that they can do real quick and eat.
I was like, it gets hot, but yeah, we love.
It's a lot of work. When we go out there and help them unload those trucks, I think, oh my goodness, these poor people have picked up all this stuff all day long. It's a lot of work.
They do amazing work, but the community, I challenge you, make them work hard on Saturday.
Yes, make us work hard.
I want. They were talking about the past. There's been some years where they've had trouble. One year where you're like, where can we put all this stuff? It's so much. I want that problem again this year.
Yeah, we want that problem.
I want it to where Mark's like, I'm running out of space for all this food.
And,
we need to call up some of our partners here and see if they've got space.
Yes, in Roswell, we need it more this year than we have in a lot of years. We really need the help. So anything, even just a couple of cans. It's like I don't have that much. A couple cans will help out. That adds up.
Absolutely. It's all appreciated. It all will be going to help folks out here. So, and of course, if you want to get more involved, Harvest Ministries, and really that could be the gateway if you're looking, like, for instance, if you want to work more with the homeless, those kind of things, do more. Maybe you're catching here and saving some cans, but inspires you to be able to maybe get more involved in some of our organizations. Reach out to Mark and the folks at Harvest Ministries. They can help you either directly there through Harvest or point you in the right direction for Homeless Coalition or any of the other.
We have lots of connections.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because that's another thing. We can always use more people. I know you got great staff and a great group of people that work at Harvest Ministries, but they're volunteers. They're, let's face it, a lot of them are retirees because they're the ones that generally have more time to do this, and they're retirees. They at some point, they can, they want a break. You know what I mean? So the more people that are able to pitch in and stuff, the less work, easier hands here. So use this as an opportunity to maybe get involved
and
more than just doing
those are great organizations. I actually deliver mail to the Homeless Coalition and to the Homeless Coalition thrift store.
Okay.
So it's a great place to shop if you're out and about.
Very good.
Go help them out. That's
Absolutely.
all the proceeds help the homeless community here in Roswell, which is a great need here too.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is how we try to tackle these kind of things and doing it one bite at a time here. And I'm telling you, your donations this Saturday are greatly appreciated and desperately needed. Now so more than ever, because of the COVID and coming out of that and the lack of resources and things, that's made need larger and supply smaller. And so we need to kind of tilt that balance back to where we've got more supply than need. And that's what we want to get to. So.
And I want to personally thank Pastor Green and Enrique Moreno and all the other communities here in Roswell that are helping individuals in need. That's a great thing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mark, if anybody has any questions about Harvest Ministries or anything we're talking about here, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys or somebody to give them the right answer?
They can message us on Facebook. A lot of people do that. So Harvest Ministries of Roswell. They can call us to come by the Ministry Center, 575-624-2415.
Okay.
Give us a call.
Very good.
Or they can email us. I'm Mark at harvestmin.org.
Very good.
Harvestmin.org.
Yep, and then of course, come by and visit the facility there on Main Street, right downtown here in the Main Street corridor. Can't miss it. So
I have another question. What's the weather going to be this Saturday? Do you know?
I can tell you. I don't know if you're going to like it.
And I don't
like it. I already looked. I do not like it.
What is the saying? Neither rain nor sleet nor hail.
They might be putting you
100
to that
degrees.
Test. Let me see if my weather's working. I forgot. I was trying to get it earlier, and the website was being ornery. There it goes. Let's see. Yeah, sunny and 97 on Saturday.
No, not terrible.
Good news is they don't mention windy or breezy yet.
That's very
great.
Good news.
So maybe.
Yeah, let's knock on wood.
It won't
we
be
don't
so
want
windy.
that wind.
At least that'll keep the bags from blowing down the street and everything else.
Well, if you put a lot of food in them.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's the only way to solve that is
let's solve that problem.
If anybody has any questions about the Stamp Out Hunger, would it be best called?
You could actually contact me at 575-914-4800.
Okay.
Or if you have a special request, if you're elderly, can't get to the mailbox, can't get to the post office, drop it off, give me a call. We'll find somebody to go pick that up. Yeah, we could do that.
You might see people walk around the neighborhood collecting and leave it at your doorstep if you have to walk a bit to get to your mailbox and say, hey, I got one here.
Yeah, or you could leave a little note in there, say, hey, or on the flag, hey, I have some canned goods, I can't put them out. We'll figure out a way to get them.
Absolutely. So please, if you can, support, come out, bring canned goods. And also, by the way, if you don't feel comfortable leaving them out there, or you're not going to be in town or anything, you can drop your stuff off right now at the downtown post office there on Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And they've got a big box there that you can drop them off. So if you're not going to be there when they come to you to pick up the food, you can bring it right there, and you can do that all week. So maybe
all
pick
week
up,
long. And no matter, they're open 24/7. So
exactly.
Go drop it off after work, evening when you go pick up your PO box mail.
Absolutely, and give. Let's keep making them have to empty that box because it keeps filling up over there, and they have to. That'd be the good thing to have. So, did we get everything? Is anything we missed?
So.
I think
awesome.
so too.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Anytime, and we'll start collecting our. You can't have my New England clam chowders. I'm going to keep those in the fridge or in the pantry for me.
You're going to give us the hominy, right?
I love hominy. I don't know.
I do too.
Although I have some. I have some other soups, so maybe I've got like some Caribbean jerk chicken chunky soup. That might be a good one.
Yeah.
But no, my clam chowders, I hold on to those. Thank you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.
Pickup truck. State police said Fox was pronounced dead at the scene. The pickup's driver was also injured but is recovering. Reports also indicate both drivers were wearing their seatbelts. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
The conservative underground meets right now. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
That's why when I tell you I vetted Dr. Oz, it was a very intensive process. I haven't had a chance to vet everybody, but the people that we are vetting and races that we do deem very important, I'm not going to recommend somebody vote for somebody that I don't know to be an America first, make America great again, conservative, and save America conservative, because we have enough of those people in Washington. So, people can take shots at me all they want. I know what I know, and my vetting process is far more vigorous, I'm telling you, with either Trump or Oz or whoever I happen to support, than you might imagine. I'm not supporting somebody just because I know them and like them. I didn't support Trump early because I knew him and liked him. Had nothing at all to do with that.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Listen, the last time the economy looked like this, the stock market tanked 50%, and the U.S. dollar lost 46% of its value. And the price of oil quadrupled. Hey everybody, it's Linda from Hannity. And while the U.S. economy collapsed and inflation ran through the roof, the price of gold shot up 1,300% and silver rocketed over 800%. So if history repeats itself, we could see it happen again. Can you afford to miss what could be the biggest gold and silver boom of our generation? That's why I want you to call Goldco at 855-815-GOLD. Because when you do, you'll not only get the chance to protect your retirement savings with gold and silver, and as a Sean Hannity listener, you can get $10,000 or more in free silver just for doing it. This is a rare opportunity, so don't miss out. Call 855-815-GOLD. 855-815-GOLD. That's 855-815-GOLD.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure building over the Four Corners, and that'll be bringing us a hot weekend. We'll be in the low to mid 90s with lots of sunshine today. Mid 50s for the overnight hours, and skies will be clear, and then our temperature gets turned up a little bit on Saturday. We're expecting mid to upper 90s and lots of sunshine. Clear Saturday night, and then we'll top out at about 100 Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Baseball and softball scores from yesterday's state tournaments going on in the Albuquerque area. NMMI is into the semifinals of Class 3A in baseball after knocking off Cobre by a score of 4-3. The Colts will take on Raton tonight at 7 o'clock. That'll take place at Rio Rancho High School. Gateway Christian also in the state semis today against Mesilla Valley. That starts at noon at Cleveland High School. A couple of softball teams saw their season come to an end, though Roswell lost to La Cueva in a barn burner 14-11 and then was shut out in the 5A draw by Piedra Vista. That was an elimination game, and Piedra Vista wins that 2-0. And meanwhile, it was Dexter losing to Robertson, the top seed, 5-4, and then falling to West Las Vegas 9-6. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Greg Clugston. Turmoil at Twitter. Elon Musk tweets that his plan to buy the social media platform is temporarily on hold, pending details on spam and fake accounts.
The Tesla billionaire's tweet is another twist amid signs of internal turmoil over the proposed acquisition. Musk linked to a Reuters story from May 2nd, citing a financial filing from Twitter that estimated false or spam accounts made up fewer than 5% of the company's monetizable daily active users in the first quarter. He says the deal is on hold pending details supporting that calculation, indicating he's skeptical that the number of inauthentic accounts is that low.
Correspondent Bernie Bennett reporting. European gas prices have risen after a Russian state-owned exporter said it would no longer send supplies to Europe via a pipeline in Poland. The move has intensified fears that the war in Ukraine will lead to wide-ranging cutoffs. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Greg Clugston.
The National Used Car Blowout is on at Roswell Honda with the deepest discounts yet. Like a 2017 Ford Escape for just $329 a month, a 2015 Honda CR-V for just $309 a month, or a 2013 Nissan Sentra for just $199 a month. Get a 12-pack of soda and a Mexican resort voucher just for stopping by, a grilling toolkit with a test drive, and a free portable grill with purchase. And join us May 21st for free food, stuff for the kids, and your chance to win a Char Griller Double Play 3-burner gas charcoal grill. On now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
There are 3 key phrases that need to be spoken on a regular basis in a healthy marriage. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, for over 20 years, Julie and I have been sharing these 3 key phrases, and here they are. I love you, I'm sorry, and I forgive you.
Ephesians 4:32 says, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ, God forgave you.
You know, it's so easy to expect others to love us, to say I'm sorry, and to forgive us. But you know, it's really a gift that we give each other. You know, the Bible teaches us we sow and we reap. Sow into your spouse, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry. And then you'll reap a harvest in return. Someone has to start the process. Let that be you today so you can really enjoy your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
The National Used Car Blowout is on at Roswell Honda with the deepest discounts yet. Like a 2017 Ford Escape for just $329 a month, a 2015 Honda CR-V for just $309 a month, or a 2013 Nissan Sentra for just $199 a month. Get a 12-pack of soda and a Mexican resort voucher just for stopping by, a grilling toolkit with a test drive, and a free portable grill with purchase. And join us May 21st for free food, stuff for the kids, and your chance to win a Char Griller Double Play 3-burner gas charcoal grill. On now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd. Spin the wheel and save during the Wheels of Fortune savings event at Roswell Nissan with prices slashed across the lot so you can spin a new set of wheels this summer. Like a 2018 Ford Escape priced under $17,000, a 2016 Jeep Cherokee priced under $16,000, or a 2012 Infiniti G37 under $15,000. Get a trip to Vegas and spin the wheel to win just for stopping by. A Home Depot gift card with a test drive and a toolkit or grilling kit with any purchase. Spin in and save this month at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Attention gun and knife collectors. The Evening Lions Club and 505 Productions presents the Carlsbad Gun Show, Saturday, May 14th and Sunday, May 15th at the Walter Gerald's Event Center. Knives, guns, reloading supplies, Western collectibles, and great gifts, jewelry, antiques, collectibles, and more. Brands you know and love like Winchester, Colt, Ruger, Case, and so much more. Open Saturday, 9 to 5, 10 to 4 on Sunday. Bring the whole family. Adults $6 and $10 for both days. Kids 12 and under are free. The Carlsbad Gun Show, May 14th and 15th at the Walter Gerald's Event Center in Carlsbad. Don't miss it.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor and a PTO Quick Connect that hooks up rear implements with a single click. John runs with us because to him, there's nothing more important than connecting with the land. Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear John's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
So thinking man's one there.
Cute. That's cute. Because it literally forces everybody to go.
Yeah, they're looking at their hands.
I find it in my thumbs mostly.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at my fingers right now.
I'm not proud of my fingers.
Stop calling attention to them. Now I'm self-conscious about my fingers.
All right, Kip, we'll stop.
Stay home and eat all the freaking chips, Kip.
That guy does other things.
I have no idea.
Because I've never seen him.
John Heater's been busy.
Yeah.
He does stuff. But
Kip, I've never seen him outside, or to my knowledge.
But then again,
unless he's like chameleon-like and we don't recognize
the
him.
caricature of Kip was so, extreme that he could just be a normal dude.
Could be.
Where's any of the rest? I've seen the mom from Napoleon Dynamite is the mother, is Mac's mom in It's Always Sunny.
Okay.
That's a fun fact. Whatever happened to Uncle Rico?
Uncle Rico, other than he's a meme that shows up.
Whatever happened to the character that plays Kip in Napoleon Dynamite?
But
according to Looper, after Napoleon Dynamite, Ruel took on 2 more film roles before reprising the role of Kip for Fox's 2012 animated Napoleon Dynamite series.
However, in a 2019 interview with ABC7 out of New York, the former actor revealed he never imagined the movie would be seen, never mind become a hit. So he's not really done much.
Okay, he's
independent stuff.
But he's probably not an actor.
He's probably still making money on the back end from that movie.
Could be, depending on how his contract was structured when he. Although I'm guessing that movie, he probably got scale.
Right.
It's an indie movie.
Yeah, because nobody thought it was, like you said, nobody thought it was going to be a hit.
Well, it's an indie movie too. It's not backed by a studio, so it was made on cheap. So.
Dang it! He saw his check and then the movie hit, and he's like, "Dang it!"
And he called LaFonda.
Yep. LaFonda is the best thing that has ever happened to me.
All right, it's about 10 o'clock. Don't forget, we'll have at noon today Gateway Christian playoff baseball for you, and then NIMI Colt baseball for you at 7 p.m. tonight. And then if they both win championship games tomorrow, 10 a.m. for Gateway Christian and 4 p.m. for NMMI.
Yep.
All right, we got to go. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk